Welcome to the XXL Nutrition HQ. XXL Nutrition is the most popular online supplement brand in Europe. Our proteins, pre-workouts, dietary supplements, and of course our sportswear is developed with the greatest possible care. We are known for providing the highest quality products and the best service. Daily, we are working with a motivated team on new developments, promotions, and quality control to serve our customers in the best possible way. XXL Nutrition is an established name in the B2B and B2C market. Therefore, we can also be found in many gyms, supplement stores, and supermarkets. Offering the highest possible quality is the foundation of our brand. Only the best ingredients and materials are used for our products. Everyone at our company has passion for health and fitness. That's why we want to provide our customers, and of course ourselves, with the best products. We prepare all orders in our own warehouse, which has the capacity to process more than 10,000 orders daily. Thank you for supporting XXL Nutrition. We are XXL, the most popular brand in sports nutrition.
It's time to make history. Behind a solid wall, the pings, they're all in his favor. There's a C4, but Souls does not care.
One kill away, and it's Folks to die. A new generation pick up where legends left off.
Hello and welcome back to Voltage League Season 2. You're tuning into the Grand Finals. My name's Naj. And, well, two teams today are going to be competing for the €2,250 Grand Finals prize pool. And those two teams are, in fact, Invictum, Galea, and Into the Breach Academy. Just before we get into anything specific at the moment, though, I do want to say there is a giveaway ongoing. If you go on Twitter, you'll be able to find it on there, on the Voltage League Twitter. If you want a chance to win this XXL nutrition set, a complete food drink, a protein bar, and a 0% sugar energy drink, well, follow at XXL Nutrition GG. You can follow League Voltage, and you can repost the tweet. If you want any extra chance at winning, you can claim it in the stream with your channel points. Now, let's introduce our casters, bring them on, and see how they're feeling, see what they're doing. We've got the wonderful Whiskey Duo from the Siege Double Shot Twitch channel. How are we feeling, boys?
Heyo, Naj, what's happening? How am I feeling? I'm feeling freaking pumped for a grand finals, my friend.
That's right. Same. Glad to be here for this Voltage League Grand Final today, my guy.
Wow, we're in for a real treat. Obviously, it'll be something for you guys to touch on a little bit more in detail later. But these two teams have met in the past, and it's gone both ways. But as I said, you guys can touch on that in more detail a little later on, and I'm really excited. I really want to see like how this actually goes. I think this is going to be a phenomenal game. I really just can't wait to see how map 1 goes, because I think we're going to be firing on all cylinders.
Oh yeah, especially map one being what it is. Here's what I'm freaking happy about. I mean, these two teams are incredibly talented, right? We've watched it play out through the season. You've watched it play out through multiple leagues. This is teams that we've seen, that we know, that we love. This is not going to be a 3 and done. This is a best of 5 that's going to probably have to take all of them to get there. And I feel like, honestly, I feel like it's gonna be a back and forth. We're gonna see a 1-for-1-for-1-for-1-for-1.
Oh, I really hope so. What do you think, Run?
I mean, definitely, right? We're seeing Invictum Galea into the Breach Academy, and Into the Breach Academy was one of those teams that we've had a chance to cast before. The original Wild Multi-Gaming roster, and they just won the qualifier 6 for Malta Cyber Series. They've been on a run. They've been playing great. They made it all the way to the semifinals in the Vibrant League and losing to a T1 org in Moo and Rats, the ex heroic roster. So the fact that they've come this far and made it to another grand finals in another league like Voltage is really amazing for the fact that they can pull this off. They certainly have a chance to win this. And Invictum Galea, no slouches either, right? They just had their run in Malta playing against Fresh and the Friends with Pengu and Fabian on. And showed up to that as well. So they're a roster that can certainly put up points as well. Definitely looking forward to this game because they're two greats, my guys.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely so. Like, I do want to just bring up the fact that these no slouches, as you've said, and they're definitely going to be trying to bring everything to the table here. I think very, very clearly we're going to be seeing these two teams do everything they can to try and come out of this with a win. Obviously, they're trying to get themselves up there as pros. So, what better way to get there than face off against each other, especially after the victories both of them have accomplished recently.
Yeah, certainly. It's been kind of a crazy road for them to get here. Throughout all the leagues, honestly, these are both teams that are both very well known. And because it's a best of 5, we're going to have to see some map depth here in the pool, and I'm excited to talk about it. Let's get into those maps. I mean, what was the first one that we went to that we're taking to? Is it Chalet?
First map, yeah. So now the question is, are these guys going to be the difference makers? Is that going to be it? Or is Invictum Gala going to try and find a way to put up some points? Starting off that second map, the fact that they beat them on it, that feels pretty good for Bank for them.
Yeah, let's break down these teams a little bit more and take a look at the team card here. First one that we're going to be taking a look at specifically. Oh, now I'm having a little bit of delay here. First thing we're going to do is going to be Invictum. Best map, Bank. We talked about it being a fun map form. Worst map is going to be Cafe, potentially to see that this evening with a 59% win rate. A couple of names that you know and love, right? Farmer Gerald's team. He's the coach. He's ready to put them through to victory. Let's take a look at ITB's as well and see how their maps line up against each other. Okay, there we go. ITB. Cafe, best. Okay, so a bit of a split here, Whiskey. Worst map, best map. Night Haven Labs, the worst. That's a tough one, right? That speaks to the map pool there and how deep that map pool actually is. 84% total win rate. And, of course, got some names that you know and love on there as well.
The big thing there is a Night Haven banned out. The fact that that they're not going to have to play it being their worst map again pushes it just a little bit in favor of ITB, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking that you can as well. So I think we're there, Whiskey, right? It's a best of 5. It's time to get this bad boy a rolling. Let's freaking send it. Map 1.
It's time.
Yep,
my favorite map.
Your favorite map. It's going to have all of the accompanying fun strats that come with it. We've seen lots of first floor play as we've led up to these matches, so I expect to see potentially some. Having a little bit of an audio issue there. So potential to see some of those non-standard bans, those off picks. Either way, I'm excited and ready to get into it.
That's right. Going to Chalet, my favorite map for sure. This is, like you said, some non-standard picks. We're going to see the Thatcher ban. We're going to see that his ability to clear out that defensive util. What's the important part? We're going to see this attacking team and defending team focus on as we roll in. I think we're ready, aren't we?
I believe so. Apparently, we're having a bit of a technical issue. Some audio messing up there, so just 1 second while we fix that.
Want to send it to a quick break, production, while we get that settled?
Okay, so sit back, relax. When we come back, we're going to get started with this incredible grand finals round. Ayo!
Let's go.
Quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy. Look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand. You've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel. Only you know that it's real.
The longer they wait, the more you start looking at the Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission. Losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the defuse and his weapon. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh is killed off. They're going to kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reactions. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
It's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through, and then frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. Wow. The C4 gets a double, and Bubblies is going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing, and now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about over-swinging. Mistakes made from Anando, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, can't. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well, and it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles, and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place. Oh, both of them switching everything they can do.
No!
Alfred,
That's what they're doing!
no!
There's
No way!
Basically fast and precise bullets. Final working on 30 seconds from May. He just waiting to take out the head. Takes the kill. There's a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's the quad kill for Kevin.
All right, what's up and welcome back. Audio issues fixed. We are good to go. It's map number 1. Can you get freaking hype? Whiskey Run. I just want to say a special shout out and thank you to Naj for hosting the tournament. Just an absolute goat in the game. We love watching him across the board. He's just so freaking funny. So good to have him here. Thanks for bringing us in, baby. Okay, bands, Whiskey Run. We told you that this was going to be the map that we could see some off picks, and there's some for you right there. Twitch, the first to go. Hello, a Twitch ban?
She's only been banned in 5% of the total games, I think. Dokkaebi was banned at 57%. So huge that she's going to be on the board. We talk about Chalet being a bigger map, spread out, dusting out those roamers as you're trying to find where in the basement or 2F on one of those first floor bomb sites those roamers are at. Huge to have her available and on the board. It's crazy. Twitch, one of the main operators to deal with the Mira, she's on the board for the defense.
Yeah, so that was back. Flip. Yeah, that's what I was exactly going to say. Is that with the Twitch off the board, that means that the Mira is going to be a little bit safer. Is one of the only counters outside of Ash and Callie's. That means if we do get some sort of that, we're not going to be able to touch those, not going to be able to send those out. I mean, that's a kind of a huge pick. Getting the Twitch off the board, that means we're going to be playing some util, my friend.
Well, yeah, so much of the defensive utility set up here during Chalet, an important part of it, and we're going to see, I was going to say Ash, but no, they're going to, okay, 6-pick, Zodiac is going to pick up the Ash. I think she's going to be an important part of dealing with these mirror windows now that Twitch is not available. It feels almost like a bit of a target ban there from Invictum, so whether or not they've seen how ITB plays Chalet or not. Also, just there's so many pieces of defensive utility now that you can be bringing out. The Cade Claws, the Legion Goose, the Fenrir traps, right? Just on this one alone, tons of util that she could be taking. All that's going to be available. So stack that up on the defense. What's this Into the Breach Academy team bringing to deal with it, my friend?
Oh, man, and we brought some fun ops to try and get in, and it's going to be, well, I mean, the Bravo for one, right? You talked about not being able to deal with that util gadgets. Well, there's one way to do it, right? We can't shoot them off the board with Twitch, but we can steal them. And with the Bravo, already a cheeky little spawn peek going on there. With the Bravo, if the gadget's close, say the Fenrir, it opens it up, destroys that bad boy, ready to go. Lion, eyes in the sky. A little bit of that intel on the roam game. Of course, we do have Dokkaebi that we could be using as well. Maverick for a little bit of that silent breach. Sledge with the nades, of course. So kind of a off pick here for ITB. Pushing in as well. I like the pick. Going to be honest with you, got two coming up right into the basement. They're going to actually take a bit of a switch around here. Oh, that's why the Maverick was brought.
They're opening up some of these sight lines, but no, Neuros is going to win that first one and take the Ash off the board. And it looked like both of those mirror windows are still up, so that PC utility not going to be able to be taken down at this point. That is going to be really tough for this attacking team to deal with because they're guarding those bomb sites with the head holes through. They've got clean lines of sight in, so that's going to be a focus, I think, for this attacking team. Try and clear out the player from behind those windows, but they've still got a zombie playing up here on Mez behind the Kibas, looking like they were going to try for a site direct, maybe.
Oh, potentially here. Oh, they do send in a grenade, but it's not going to mount to anything. Flashes. They are really trying to push this hard, and the Mira ready for it. Its body balance is tipped in favor of Invictum here as they sit at 4v3, and it's a low health scenario for the Maverick, who I don't know if he knows that Mira is sitting right there, waiting, watching, and wanting him to push in through that window. Going to get a bit of a pinch here from Akari here.
They need Brava to come up and put some pressure here on these defenders, distract a little bit to see whether or not Mav can get that jump in. But Mira completely undeterred. She's watching for the jump in, but Brava's going to get her. Now Maverick's got an option. He's in now and going to be getting that plant down while Brava takes the fight. Fenrir, though, boy, the trade's just coming out like crazy. That was so close with the Maverick hopping in, got that plant to about 50, all up to Tazzy in the last 4 seconds. Defense is going to take this first one.
Yep, not too bad. Defense is going to take round number 1. Invictum looking pretty good. It's stalling out that attacking ITB, and not a bad round to start us out, to be honest with you. Whose map pick was this? Do you remember?
This one was the ITB map pick, so this is the one that they won in the head-to-head. So they've had the chance to win on Chalet. They know they can do it, so that's why I think they went here to start with. Get the early win on the board and get in the mental game early.
Yeah. Try to get some of that. Try to get that mental chocked on the other side of it. You want a dominant performance out of the gate. Well, it's going to be on the side of the defense as they take round number 1. We're going to head down to Wine and Cellar as the secondary site here. Widely considered, one of the most unplayable sites on Chalet because there's just so much room here. So many places to attack from, right? We've got Snowmobile, main stair, back stair, blue, garage, trench, and, of course, the verticality with the hatches, both of them being into sight from kitchen and from the main lobby. So a bit of a question mark here, but I love it. I love seeing us go down to the basement, especially with the operators that we brought. It's a zombie, right? We're really going to be trying to dig in and create some of that trench warfare. We're going to see those half breaches being utilized here. I love the feed holes. Oh, get ready.
See the runouts. Yes, a double here from James as well. Oh, he's just gonna take a little bit of a shot, give that attacking team pause as they walk up to the building. Not a bad way to do it. Just cause a little bit of chaos outside as the attackers are trying to find and get themselves positioned. Now, gotta just take a break and watch out for those peaks. That's introducing some fear into the attacking team.
Yeah, a little bit of fear, a little bit of a pause. And you know what else is kind of cool, right? We have the Mira available, but because she's been nerfed so freaking hard recently, we're seeing ways to adapt around her, and they've got a zombie setup that's similar, right? You throw the Azami Kiva barrier on the bottom and giving yourself a little bit of cover and some head. Oh no! Skipper to find one on the sick, and that's tough. It's gonna be a second.
It was right on the red ping. Great ping there from the attackers. They knew exactly where he was standing. Unlucky to be right in that spot, not knowing that the drone was sitting right there. So great shot there from the attacking team, but on the back of some intel. A little bit of a fight potentially happening between Ram and Fenrir, but no, he's going to clear out that drone that pinged Bandit earlier.
Yep, good to get it off the board. It's a 4v2 as they do find themselves up in the body balance, ITB that is, and it's going to be, ooh, geez, finding another one on the peak on main lobby, and it's now all up to Fenrir, who sits himself in sight. A bit of a mountain to climb here in this 1v4, and they're going to start to make that push in.
And having to move during the lion scan, so he gets himself pinged out. He's watching and knew exactly which side of the wine he was going to go around. So unfortunate there, but great timing for the lion scan there from the Into the Breach Academy. They're able to grab their first. We head into round 3. Good use of utility, great use of intel there from the attacking team. That was very classic Siege.
Yep, now we sit one apiece. Easy peasy. This is kind of, I think, a little bit of foreshadowing, Mr. Whiskey, about how this is going to go. A little back and forth, a war of attrition. The barn burner, as Fresh on the Desk could say. That's what I'm hoping for.
I did like the use of Ram as well. We saw Ram coming out with the boogie drone, opening up some of that floor above the basement site. We're going to see the exact same thing happen here. They're going to replay it back downstairs, and they haven't moved on to that first floor meta yet. So we're going to see the basement the attacking team, Zodiac, going to bring out the Ram again. Opened up all of those vertical sight lines into this basement. Unbreachable floor above sight. So that's one of the reasons why I think it's sort of shifted out of favor in the general competitive scene. But for now, ITB saying, even though it's not generally the primary site, we're going to take it back here anyway.
I love it. It's bold. It's bold as brass. We run it back. They think they've got the strat. We're going to find out. We still do see Zodiac bringing that Ram on to the table, so going to get a bunch of that real estate eaten up in that main lobby for free. Don't have to put yourself into harm's way to really do that. I like to call it here.
This time, Mute is or Smoke going for that, taking out the Boogie before it could take out too much, but they know he's playing right there now.
Yeah, it gives away his locations. He takes down that first one, and he's going to rotate himself back down to sight. They're looking for more of that.
You have that
inside.
main breach open, though. That's huge. That they've already got the main breach open and pushing in from several different locations here on the map.
Yeah.
Seeing the defenders start the bunker back.
Yeah, they didn't bring any sort of breach to now, so it was an easy open up. Didn't really need to even bring EMPs, which means they get to opt to bring some of those grenades instead, as Lion going to have some of those on it. It's sick up here on a bit of alert. It sees has the contest, but it's going to get taken off the board by Zodiac. Ram finding another kill. Huge pick, and that's going to be body balance tipped in favor of ITB here.
The Smoke playing right on the breach, being so dangerous, so deadly, holding that SMG-11, ready to swing. I love the confidence. I love the confidence that he's displaying here. No need to bunker back down and hide. He's going to be right up on that breach.
Yeah, and I like that call too. And here's what's fun, right? I mean, wasn't that Smoke that was up on the main lobby?
Yep, it was.
So a bit of a shallow roam, you could call that, the shallow roaming Smoke. Boy, man, it's like somebody guessed that was going to be coming. Love it, my friends. Minute left on the board, and we're going to start to see this back breach opened up. Trench as well. As Zombie going to do her best with those Kiva barriers to try to solidify some angles that give her the advantage, an advantageous angle, if you will. She is kind of locked in here on the breach. There it is.
Well, the angle coming in from Azami there, holding a great angle, but going to get taken off the board by Ace. Raiden coming out there. So now, 3v4 with 35 seconds left.
Yep, playing into that 22nd minute. Plant starting to go down. The Ace gets himself inside, still having to deal with those Fenrirs, and going to bring out that area of denial, and now into a 2v3. They do take Kazzy off the board. C4 to ring out, not going to claim anything. So they've already rotated back into the breach, and it's going to be free fires from everywhere. Now taking us into the 1v3, and Smoke being the last one alive until he wasn't. They might clean that one up pretty easily.
Oh, Urkari there holding the breach, the long angle. They were using the defenders' long sight lines against them, plus the opening all the way back into Wine. They made that look easy for sure. They had that opening into the main snowmobile so quickly on that map. Even though they had, it was just they had time to get in very quickly to open up that breach, and then were able to hold that the whole time. Smoke had to be worried about peeking. He was putting some pressure on the attackers, but Thermite didn't need to push for the plant because they were going from an execute back in Wine. He was just holding across, so that took Smoke off the board, took his plant denial off the board because he was focused on the main breach.
Yeah, absolutely agreed with you. And that was a fun round. Gives one over to the attackers. So they're going to go back up to the bar gaming site. And yeah, a bit of a difference there between EU and NA, where they go down to the basement for the secondary site. Generally what we see, at least inside the NA, is the bar gaming, then kitchen dining, and then set up to 2F for that tertiary site. But I like seeing the switch up here on the other side of the board. It's going to be 2 in favor of ITB as the first part of the round rotate is done and over with.
That's right. Seeing the defense approach carefully, gently, making sure they've cleared it out, but still seeing Kyu playing the Legion upstairs, looking out the site windows or the upstairs windows, trying to find a peek, just get lucky there, but also just putting some pressure on the attackers.
Yeah. And a bit of a switch up here by the attack team, too. We went with some intel heavy, both the Zero, Grim, and Dokkaebi on the board. All kind of operators designed to give and take some of that intel. I love this call, especially trying to push into this library. They got getting the Azami taken care of, trying to clear out those Kiva barriers, get that verticality established. Dokkaebi already inside of the... or no, not inside, just looking at the bit of the breach there.
Was that Mira clearing off the Hibana pellets from the Kiba? Oh, no, I was going to say, was she doing that from through the floor, but it's James playing top blue. He's trying to open up some more sight. They're trying to figure out how to gain control here of this top blue location. So far unable, and so far unable to push Azami out of that mez spot either. Defense doing a great job of holding. And now they're going to grab a triple kill between the three of them. Really put them up here in the body balance. 5 versus 2.
Yeah, with minute 26, this looks real great for the defense here, as they didn't have to lose a single body in that exchange. Barely even some health that was taken off the board. And it is going to be Hibana pushing in, and Azami getting ready to take that swing. And good night. Hibana down off the boards. Now it's all on the shoulders of Zero, who does get his location sussed out because he's got a goo in his foot. Unfortunate, and that is going to be a flawless round, which is going to equalize that score line.
So not unexpected, right? We talked about the fact that this was the ITB pick on the map that they've won against this Invictum team. But both of them obviously great teams making it here in Chalet, classic map. Plenty of time spent on it. If you had to take 90% of all the casts we did last year were on Oregon, Chalet, and Club. Huge map pick here. So each of these teams spent a ton of time playing it. So they've got, we're like playing on the edge of who can get one slight advantage versus the other, which means that we're going to have pretty even gameplay as we go across this whole map.
Yeah. Yeah, how many cats was it last year? It was an insane amount, Whiskey. I mean, we saw alone Oregon like 84 times, I believe. It was the stat you gave me, right?
That's right. We were over 150 different casts and 15 grand finals, so we've had a chance to see Chalet played many different times. What we're seeing so far from these teams is relatively standard setups, right? But the reason that they're standard is because they also generally work. And when you play against a team that's great, it's that slight advantage that each is looking for. I like seeing the traps come out on the side of Invictum, right? Bring out the Legion, bring out the Frost. When she's playing upstairs, definitely seen a few great pieces come up, but you get the deployable shield, you get the pocket shoddy for opening up sight. She brings a lot to the table, even with the nerf on her gadget.
Yeah, agreed. And a deployable shield is put kind of in the off spot as they got it holding down the opposite side of blue. Normally you see that deployable on the top of the blue stairs when we're playing that bar gaming side, but you don't want to give the defense that sort of cover, that angle, so we pop it on the other side and look towards it. I like the call here. Bunch of damage done to the attacking team so far as they're just eating bits and pieces of health off the board. Maybe we see a Pinka here in the next couple of rounds and start giving them that health boost.
Shot the C4.
He shot it. Let's go. Does pay the price for that as both Ash and Castle get traded out. Huge pick as we sit 4-4. Well, I'd love to see a C4 shot, Whiskey.
Yeah, the C4 shot there was absolutely fantastic for sure. And I know the IQ coming out here from the attacking team, for her ability to suss out these gadgets, I think that's going to be a big piece of what the attackers are bringing. Plus, if you can feed that intel to Brava to steal, oh, that's where it's at, my guy.
Yeah, agreed 100%. So, time starting to tick down, and it waits for no man. Of course, that is going to be the same for this ITB attack team. Going to have to find a way to get into the building, and there we go. So, Thermite going to launch himself into to Library, and this Kiva barrier setup, I mean, they are just really doing a great job at trying to hold down blue here. Grenade to come out and force him out of that position. It's going to take a couple of those Kiva barriers. Still has Kiva barriers in position.
That's right. This even pinged out here by the Bees. For sure they know James is playing top blue. I mean, he's got, look at these peak holes set up. The Azami holding this blue setup is definitely interesting, right? Even if you take down the deployable, it's gone. When you've got Azami playing up there in that location, she's able to replace that over and over, just eat up that attacker utility.
Yeah, no kidding. 35 seconds left, still playing into that 20-second meta. Haven't found a way to deal with her just yet, and that's going to be, Valkyrie to find the kill onto the attacker. Now puts us into a 3v3, into a 3v2 as it trades out Raiden and Urkari on the other side of it. Finding kills, now takes us into a 3v2, into a 3v1. Oh, the run out, you paid for your hubris. It's now on the shoulders of Sick Ducker. Boy, that's going to be
grabbing a double, a triple, oh, no way!
Hello? Frost, yow! Sheesh!
Ducker with the triple there at the end. We talked about Frost being an important part of that defensive lineup and being absolutely deadly with her gun and showing why she's an important part of that defensive lineup. Wow, what a way to take it. Okay, we head into round 6 with Invictum taking their third. So the standard split may be a 4-2 on Chalet, but I'm thinking here it's a grand final versus two great teams. It's more likely we're going to see ITB take this. We can go split into the second half of this match.
I think that you could be right. Although it wouldn't be such to see ourselves sitting on a 4-2. So we head back down to the basement area. We're going to bring much the same as far as offs go. Some area denial. The smoke on the board. And, of course, no Mira still. I get, right, now that she's been nerfed so hard, maybe not the viable pick that she used to be for holding that snowmobile area.
I think it's difference in play style, right? Choosing to bring the smoke instead for the area denial, right? For the late round. Twitch was off the board, so to be honest, I thought we might see Mira being played more often because one of the big counters was off. Saw that initially here, but James looking for the peak right off the bat on that main door. Again, just putting a little pressure on the attackers. Not going to find anyone. It was going to be a lucky shot if he did anyway. Look at this. I know you talked about it. The roaming smoke hanging out upstairs in the games area waiting. Is somebody going to drop into that window?
I freaking love it. The roaming smoke. Don't let me get cooking, my friend. Okay, here we go. Beautiful place. And it's going to be Thermite to suss out what is going up and going around on this 2F location. Getting himself a fine flank drone indeed. Trying to cover all of those little areas and a bit of a peek, a bit of a lurk towards West Main. Oh,
another again. Claymore kill from the runouts. Boy, this into the breach here, getting those claymores down and taking advantage of what is turning out to be a little bit of an aggressive defense here from Invictum, and so far paying for it 2 rounds in a row. That's tough to go down early with Kaid off, so no tricking. Hopefully he got both of his PC utility out and used before he took that risk.
Yeah, I'm thinking he probably did, and got to be honest with you, I'm here for it. A couple of Claymore kills, not going to be the end of the world. Stay aggressive on that defense. Really push them because this is ITB Academy. This is a team that you know, that you've seen, that can have its own set of aggressions. So if you meet it early and you meet it head on, there's potential for you to stay up in the round count as they currently sit 3-2. Up in the round count, down in the body. As we find ourselves in the last minute and 15 started to ring out.
Well, right now, seeing these teams take more of a focused approach, all right, time to stay on site, with the exception of the roaming smoke here, still trying to find where is the right spot to push and maybe see a bit of an engagement between him and the Thermite playing upstairs, but seeing the Rams starting to clear out some of that utility downstairs. Look at this. He's going to flank right here, covering the hatch. He's going to lose the fight, though, to Zodiac.
Oh, man, unfortunate. That's going to be body balance now quite a bit in favor of ITB, but time's starting to count down, Whiskey. They still got to make it into sight. They still have Warden. They still have Azami, who's got set up in trench warfare. Ooh, gets ripped off the board into blue.
Skipper says, no, the defense be damned. I'm just going to walk into sight, playing the Ash. The siege poetry of having the Ash walk in and just clean up sight is not lost on us. Great round there from ITB, and there it is. They take their last attacking round, tie it up 3-3 as we go into the half. And now we're going to see Invictum Galea on their attacking side of this map.
Hello, is this the match of the 3 pieces? Holy cow, that was absolutely huge. We just gloss over the fact that he just casually walks into sight and grabs a 3-piece dome shot to clutch it up. What a freaking round to tie us up at 3-3. Holy cow. The first half of the first map done. Dada, goodbye, sayonara, see you later.
But very even gameplay from these. I mean, we saw it, like you said, a big kill setups from both sides, great defensive holds, fantastic attacks. Yeah, I know we made some predictions at the beginning of this grand final here, but right now it is looking very even between these teams.
Yep, mind loving. That's exactly what you want to see for a grand finals. That is the truth. So standouts in the first half, so unbelievably consistent, good at the sites there, truly confident is going to be the swap here. The attackers did really, just really well at setting the pace against the defense, which is what you kind of are hoping to see more on the defensive side of it, right? It's definitely you want to see the defense setting the pace, setting the tone for the attackers, but it just wasn't the case. 3-3 split speaks to it, just a real back and forth.
Well, and we saw that Into the Breach really just, changing up their lineup often, making sure they kept the Invictum Galea on their toes, and they were able to control all of that defender aggression without needing the flank watches from Gridlock or Nomad.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 second, Whiskey. I'm so sorry.
So here we go, and we're into the side swap, though. Now, how is Into the Breach handling their defense? I love the use of Flores. We see Flores banned on Chalet and Oregon fairly regularly because of his ability to try and clear out some of this defender utility. That shield top blue, always an important part, but also this is Zami playing on Mez. Big focus here for this attacking team, trying to clear out pieces, and they're going to lose a Flores. That's unfortunate, but Ash is going to make the jump in, see if she could take a peek on Azami. Doesn't happen, though. Still seeing this both Azami play here. I'm wondering whether or not we're going to see her banned out in some of these future maps. She's had a bit of an outsized influence on the game at this point so far.
Yeah, mine and I agree with you. We probably will, but who do you give up to get Azami off the board? It's either going to have to be that Solus or the Tubero. Do you deal with the FPS bug? Do you deal with the infinite intel? I mean, it's a tough call here to take Azami out.
Good question. Yeah, because both of these teams, I think, could be very good at playing the Solus, obviously. And no, don't tell me we're going to get Bailiff, but James is going to push here with the angle. That's going to win it there against the Fenrir, not going to win with the Bailiff in that kind of an engagement. So, tied back up 3-3 with 40 seconds left.
Right, we're going to play into that 20-second meta that we talked about. But unfortunate, since they didn't flush this Azami out, they've got some work to do coming up the back end. They still got to get that pinch on her. And then Legion playing down in the basement. Boy, this is a tough setup for this attack team to try to really go for those frags. We're going to have to watch for some execution here.
Well, with Dokubi off the board, no ability to suss the roamers out anymore. That was unfortunate for her to fall early in this match. The attacker's going to try and push in. It gets to a 1v. Let's go. Ash winning that fight. Keo, great double there at the end to win it.
He said a 1v, let's go. here
seeing
for it.
very little objective-based gameplay at this point, right? Not a big focus on getting the plant down. I don't even think we've seen a plant get completed yet so far, and we're 7 rounds in. Mostly just focused on using the dangerous end of the guns.
And so we're going to see kitchen dining as the secondary site, a little bit more in tune with the current meta. And I love a kitchen dining site. You know what I'd love to see? And we're seeing it.
Let's
It
hear
is
it.
the Castle Azami setup coupled with the Maestro. Here's why that is so freaking huge. Castle to defend that verticality, Azami to lock in the trench, and then Maestro. Once that breach gets open, because it is going to get open, right? That we can guarantee. That without the Tubero being on the board, I mean, and the chance for verticality to open up and stop any sort of bandit tricking, that means they are going to get the breach open. So what do? We create that extra layer. After that breach is opened up, we've got the Azami Kiba Bears, and then you've got those Maestro cams. A third one now, also, just to let you know, right, a bit of a rework makes this man absolutely devastating. And the rounds, the layers that they're adding to this kitchen dining defense, chef's kiss, my friend.
Oh, and losing Azami early, that is a huge pick here for the attacking team. We talked about whether or not it was going to be a objective-based gameplay, but Buck is in sight and is already cleared out too, and that's the Maestro off. Even though his cams are still going to be available, he's not going to be able to control them and shoot. That makes a huge deficit here for this defense. It's looking very good for the attacking team early with not even a minute off the round.
Yeah, they were just not expecting that. He just walked into sight, picked the biggest, baddest people in there, and shot them straight in the face. Absolutely clinical push in there. And then got around to the other side of the map and allowed that real estate to be taken through Trophy. And yeah, just, boy, what an incredibly huge play by Buck. Ashfall next, however, but it's plant going down.
Oh, but stopped by Zodiac from above. Great piece of intel coming out there. The ping coming out. It looked like this attacking team, IGL recognized the attackers were playing upstairs. Nobody covering the site down below. Tried to get in that quick peek. Now we're seeing the defenders open up all of these sight lines in. And a little bit of vertical pressure coming from the attacking team. But was that another planter going down?
I think so. Triple kill does ring out. Now takes us into a 2v2 Whiskey. Still got a whole minute and 15 left on the board. Smokes to go out. We're going to try it again. They are bound and determined to get a little bit of this objective-based gameplay going down.
Castle missed.
He's
so
gonna look
close.
back at that VOD Whiskey, and he's going to be pissed. Oh, man. Almost had the shot. Puts himself in a position to long arm. Ooh.
Defuse is happening. A
He's gonna
quad.
stick this.
They're gonna.
He's gonna stick this. Holy cow! What a heads up play. I cannot believe that he just pulled that off. Wonderful, wonderful play.
What a great round that was. I love this part of Siege where you see, okay, an attacker makes it in, a double kill, gains complete control of the site downstairs, not any vertical, but they've got the whole first floor basically controlled at that point. IGL says, let's get ourselves in here and plant. They go for it 1, 2, 3 times before finally sticking it. So close on covering it from above with this defense. And then to get just a little bit too far off site, and the long arm defuse from the defense. That was man. I can't even get it out, man. There were so many great aspects of that round, and it was a roller coaster of emotion here, and that was only round 8 of a grand final best of 5.
Yeah, the roller coaster of emotion, I think, is right. It had everything. It had the drama. That's what it had. It had all the accoutrement. It is the quintessential Siege round that we just watched, and it was freaking exciting. So, defense taking it back down to Bar Gaming here. for round number 9, and it's going to be much the same here, but a little bit of cheese ops being brought out. I love the Legion pick here, especially for that real slowdown capabilities. Flores, somebody that we see banned quite a bit on Chalet, and why? Because he's able to take out that deployable shield top blue so effectively, especially if we're not bringing a mute along. So we are going to potentially see that one drop off, unless we see a zombie over on Blue Stair getting incredibly active again, which, gotta say, that was an incredible hold and something that I wrote down from my rank book for sure.
Well, the other thing, we didn't really talk about it, but Brava stealing the Maestro cams, right? Maestro goes down early, and then she's able to... The attacker's able to be the ones controlling the cams. There was again a bit of siege poetry, but Brava doing a great job at this point, stealing utility here. This Invictum Gala team, they've had a lot of success with it at this point.
Yeah, unimpeded, just taking every gadget willy-nilly, not worried about losing the clutch drone, because they're not losing the clutch drone, right? I don't know if it's just fancy footwork or what, but I tell you what, they are making effective use of those clutch drones and stealing every piece of gadget. Look at that, Fenrir stolen as well, to be able to get into the library for free. Huge.
Yep. The defense, if they don't know, Fenrir is down, so he's not going to be able to tell that his gadget is stolen, right? Normally it would show up on his screen only in his HUD, but not going to be able to see it at this point. So if the defense doesn't know, that could be a risk, but talk about another risk. Walking down the hallway when you had Warden covering it, evening up this body balance with Ace off the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, this is such an exciting match. Now we're going to see it equalized again here on the 3-3. Oh, man, is Ash going to lose their life as the Dome P shot still holding on?
They don't know that they didn't know that Skipper was still playing on the stairs, able to grab one and then dip out of there quick. 2-2, nobody gaining a real advantage at this point, except for the attackers now at least have that vertical control. So trying to find some places. Good intel coming out from the attackers, and James is going to be able to take one. So now it's all down to Jaeger playing in stock.
Wow, what a freaking shot. Intel Kings going on. Yellow pings for days, and like you said, it's all onto Raiden's shoulder. Going to be waiting for that drop. Is he going to have the same success that we've seen the last couple of rounds? It's the pinch. They know where he's at. Takes a couple of shots. Finds one up top, but the attacker's going to be able to close that one out as they get the refrag from across. Oh, man, geez, 5-4 now.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate move there from the Jaeger. Right, I was going to say unfortunate from Brava playing upstairs, tossed the smokes down, hoping to be able to drop for the plant by covering Jaeger's line of sight, but just got herself a little bit too close to the hatch. He's able to grab the kill from the hatch, but instead of rotating back into stock to continue to play behind the reinforcement, just gets out into the room, so Flores there can get the final kill. They were close. That was a close win. As soon as Bravo went down, I thought the defense had a shot at winning it.
The defenders. No, I like it. Is that one who removes fence or one who defends? I'm here for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mira finally make their way onto the board, Whiskey. Finally going to see some Mira play.
Yeah, and from the ITB side, so we saw her played, I think, only on one round there during the IG Invictum defensive side, but now coming out again at 5-4, they want to make sure they're feeling that she's going to be the extra piece of utility they need to win this upstairs bomb site.
Yep. And I love it. It's going to be played off the back of the intel is Valkyrie making herself known as well. So good support up here. It's a terrific combo, Valkyrie, Fenrir, and Mira, especially when they're going to be holding on to that library scene so hard. On the attacking side of it, though, Whiskey, got a couple of fun ops here. Blitz making his presence known, and this is somebody, as predicted, we have seen a huge rise in the Blitz play. DMR going to ring out and claim Cade's life. That's body bounce tipped over in favor of Invictum.
Yeah, for sure, a huge play in there, grabbing Another one, and Blitz fighting and trying to gain this control upstairs, pushing back on this defense. They're almost pushing them out of sight from the solar side. Look at this. They're pushing Who Am I out into the top mez area. They've got sight control at this point, and Wamai's trying to find a way to fight his way back in.
Wow, yeah, absolutely pushed out. Oh, Lion to fall. Speaking of Wamai, he finds himself one. The Vector ring out and found two, and so now we find ourselves sitting into a 2v2, but they've got themselves into sight. A little bit of a drone to watch, and they are going to get this plant down. It's now a post-plant scenario, but they've got the backup. They're both going to push this blitz together. Oh, shots on to one. He's going to back up and get down, and now it's all on the shoulders of Capital in this post-plant scenario.
Capital still got smokes and fire. All he needed to do was drop a fire or two on top of the diffuser and at least deny them. It was going to be close on time whether or not there was enough time left for them to defuse. But if it had 20 seconds or 15 seconds of fire around it, that might have been enough to deny into the breach that counter diffuse. Oh, so close. And to die with utility in your pocket like that, that's unfortunate from Capital.
Yeah, Capital broke rule number 17. Don't die with util in your pocket. And unfortunately, he's going to lose the round. Take us into a 5-5, and this barn burner is just getting started, my friends. Both teams one away from match point scenario here. Man, I hope it plays out this whole way.
I love that. I love that that attacking push there. Capital playing, he gets the plant down, but on the back of Blitz, pushing the defenders out of sight into the location that normally you're seeing the attackers try and push into. That was just a great setup. Whether or not it was going to work was a bit of a question mark. Sometimes the Blitz, is not nearly as effective as we all think him to be. But that was very close from this Invictum team. It was close, man.
Yeah, it was close. And so, you know what I love, Whiskey, is that we're seeing, and I hope this keeps playing out, is this wonderful blend, and you've heard me say it before between teams, but this wonderful blend of contemporary and traditional Siege, right? ITB playing a little bit more of that contemporary version, Invictum playing a little bit more of that, at least defensive-wise, playing a little bit more of that traditional Siege play, and then switching it up on the other side of the board. Now Invictum bringing along the blitz, bringing along the aggression, the intel of the Grim. I mean, the adaptations by these two teams throughout this first match has just been incredible.
You know, one of the things that we saw when the patches come out, right, when the nade patch was coming, we started to see comp teams stop playing the ops with the nades, anticipating that change was going to happen even before it did, right? I'm wondering whether or not we've seen a little bit of an uptick here in shield play with the upcoming potential shield rework that Ubisoft has been teasing here on the test server, right? We see the competitive teams. We know that once those changes go live, they've got to start playing it immediately, so they get themselves ready by playing those ops ahead of time, and it feels like I think we're starting to anticipate that being a change.
Yeah, agreed with you. Trades ring out across the board. Bravo, Blitz, Castle, and Maestro all fall to the trades here in the first minute of gameplay, and as people are pushing in, the C4 rings out, still not going to take Grim off the board here. He needs to launch some of those Bs up and get some of that intel. So we sit 3-3 with the last minute and 45 starting to tick away. There we go. That'll be some suss out. Buck taking a little bit of damage. So it's a full health and low health against a full health and a low health here. Minute 30, kind of a hurry up and wait scenarios. They kind of have slowed down. This attack team has kind of slowed down, regroup, if you will, and try to decide how they're going to play out this last minute.
Yeah, I mean, take the time to think about it, right? This the defense getting themselves in position, holding. So now take the time, grab the intel, and get themselves set up and talk about it. You still have a minute left, plenty of time to make this happen. We're going to see the jump in, but Valk is going to hold it. Maybe the shotgun had a chance, but no. You're going to see Valk win that battle.
Yeah, backed up and got the easy kill. Oh man, The battle now for the top of Solarium Stairs here is ensuing, is unfolding, and it is sitting in the favor of the defense here as they are up in that body count. It's a 3v2. Ooh, there we go. Grim to find one and lose his life in the process. Now taking us into a 1v2, all on the shoulders of Ash. Does repel in. Got to get active right freaking now. 21 seconds into the bathroom.
We've got one upstairs, one downstairs, and no, Ash not going to survive. Akari winning that fight there. I think they had some intel on where she was at, but with that castle barricade preventing the direct push in and having to rotate around, it funneled Ash right to exactly where Fenrir knew that she was going to be pushing from. Good setup for defensive utility there, and puts them on for the first time in this grand final match point.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's go. Now, if history is going to repeat itself, it's now going to be Invictum to tie us up, and we'll see our first overtime of the night. Right? It has just been a back and forth, this battle, this war. Neither team really wanting to give up any sort of, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Yeah, it has just been an absolute battle back and forth. Not really one team is solidifying that lead really over each other at all. I love it. That's exactly what you want for a freaking grand final.
Yeah, I mean, when we saw this Invictum team play on defense, right, they were very good at the sites they were confident on, but they were a little bit impatient on defense, and I think they probably could have won another round or two during that split to make it, give them a little bit more of a lead going in their attacking half. But that impatience on defense definitely set ITB up to win those extra rounds. Now, that's what's given them this little bit of an advantage. If they can win 2 in a row here at the end, we're going to see ITB take the first map. With the last time they played it, like we said, Into the Breach won this on that last head-to-head.
Can we just take a second here and say, what free-cam work? Oh, man, it's so beautiful. The Siege Ballet, if you will. I just am an incredible fan, and our current observer doing a wonderful job of capturing all the moments. Big shout-out. Oh, man, they're just opening up the walls early here. Look at this. Shotgun going to ring out and take Ace off the board. Huge pick, as he's one of the players, actually the only player in the double-digit kill line on the Invictum side of it. And you might have just cast or cursed this match off the board here.
Oh, seeing the hard breach go down, I know he did get some of his utility out, perform some of those tasks, but continuing to see this Warden Azami combo playing upstairs in the 2F site, being very effective at slowing them down. And yeah, I don't think he had a chance to use up all of that utility. So for the top frag and the hard breach to be down to start with, that's a tough place for the Invictum Galea team to start here on this, what could potentially be the last round.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the Fenrir Brava shot again on half?
Oh my God.
It was.
No way. Oh man, the battle ensued, but it is going to take Brava off the board, Fenrir to get traded out.
Yeah, they traded with the last time we saw that exact same fight down, Brava came out ahead, so a little bit of an advantage there to the Fenrir there, playing on that half wall swing. It's funny, we saw that exact one earlier.
Yeah, that is funny. Body bounce tipped in favor of ITB here. So we're going to see the last minute potentially of... oh, there we go. There's the even up. The 3-3 now takes it into the 3-2. Body bounce tipped back in favor of ITB. Still holding on to this blue, but it's starting to fall apart. Attacking team getting in to get that plant down. Takes the 50. He's going to get off it. He's going to lose his life for it. And now ITB in a 2v1 scenario. It is against the defense, but he's going to be caught on a bit of the back foot. He's going to drop hatch. He's going to find one, and then it is going to be an ITB victory. Oh, man, it was beautiful. What an attempt. Almost pulled that freaking thing out. Absolutely crushed it. Oh, man. Well, what an exciting end.
Oh, like you said, what an exciting end. My guy, that was so close. Kari coming in with with that top frag, the MVP for them to win their first 7-5 on Chalet. So kind of what we thought might happen at the onset. ITB winning this map for the second time these two teams have played on it, and the first of this grand finals.
Yeah, absolutely huge round. It was so freaking fun. It was exactly what you would expect at a grand finals. And you know what? I think we need to talk about it just a little bit more. Let's bring Naj back here to get a little bit of that insight, a little bit of that. Tell us how that freaking match went. What did you think? I mean, it was chef's kiss to me, my friend.
That was almost the most insane clutch of all time to get to overtime. By the way, like that flick was millimeters away.
Yes.
But yeah, I wrote down a few things. Obviously, I brought up about like the standouts and things like that. No, kind of coercing things to try and get a bit more analytical. But I wrote down a few standouts in half two. And I noticed that Invictum were extremely confident to take gunfights on the attack. And that's something that works really well for some teams, but something that can also hinder you if people sort of try and read into it. And that's something that I think Into the Breach played really well, because something I have written on the opposite side is they have very innovative intel usage. And one that I'm really talking about here is there was a kitchen dining defense that they had, where I don't know if you noticed the camera that they placed, but in the half wall planter that is
in the planter,
they placed it in the planter, and I have never seen that before, but it's incredible. Alongside that, there was round 11 where they brought Valk, Maestro, and 2 bulletproof cameras. And then they also had really creative Fenrir placement using the map foliage and stuff like that. Because there's places on like blue stairs where there's like the ivy on the walls that you can throw things inside of. I use it for Valk cams and ranked and stuff like that. You can do that with like Fenrirs and things like that. They were using those, and they were using the planters, and it was so unbelievably creative that I genuinely just really enjoyed it. Like throughout the game, ITB used Zero, Brava, Valk, Maestro, and Mirror, which are all very informational operators. And it seemed like the only real major difference between the two teams was the sort of counterplay between them. And I think the adaptability is definitely going to come in the next map.
Yeah, right. That's what's going to be fun. This first map is kind of like the suss out, right? How are you going to play it? What is going to be your aggressive? What's going to be your passive? You know, what exactly is the team bringing to the table? Now this next map, this is where it's going to get interesting, because we're still going to see a little bit of that, right? It's a best of 5. You got plenty of time. You're not showing everything right out the gate, but adaptability and inventive, I think that you touched on exactly the 2 words of the day, at least based on that first match.
I mean, yeah. I think when it comes down to it, it's so unbelievable, and it's going to be one of them things where I think that for every single site and every single map that we have inside of this pool right now of this 5, there's 100% going to be so many different lineups that both of these teams are actually going to have with all of these operators. But I think if I'm going to try and read into it a little bit, ITB will tend to stick to that more informational style, because that's like a style that works against pretty much anything.
Well, and it feels like the informational part is we're in the information age of Siege, right? We're seeing that played out a lot more often, and there was some debate about which sites were primary and tertiary, secondary there during Chalet, and we've really seen those first floor sites move to the primaries as the meta kind of evolves. And there's always a bit of a difference between the teams, right? Are they more locked into what is, you know, the conventional style of play, or the previous meta? Are we seeing teams adapt as they move along, really? And that really shows what kind of a team are they? Are they one that spends a lot of time adapting to the new strats or continues to play what they're very comfortable with, even as the meta is shifting? I feel like we saw that playing out a little bit with ITB being a little bit more forward in terms of meta for sure, because you called out Intel and we called out different site play on their defensive half.
Well, I hate to cut you boys off, but I'm getting word that the teams are ready, and I'm going to be sending you guys back into the fray. So have fun. I'll see you on the flip side.
All right. No rest for the weary, as they call it. So I guess were we still going to have our a quick little break, or are we absolutely just getting back into the game? Let's hear from production. 2 minutes.
Okay,
start.
quick 2-minute break.
Yep, that's right. So sit back, relax, because when we come back, we're going to be sieging the day with map number 2. Ayo.
Let's go.
Quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy. Look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand. You've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel. Only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the ball just starts the Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission. Losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the defuse and his weapons. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh gets killed on Been with a kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
It's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through, and then frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubbly's
is going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing, and now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about over-swinging. Mistake made from Anondo, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, tanked. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well, and it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles, and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place.
oh, both of them whipping everything they can.
No!
Alfred,
That's what they are doing! No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullet. I'm working against the 30 seconds from me. He just wait to the head. Takes the kill. There's a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1-2-5. F5 is right behind the blue box. He finds it. The quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, Stephanie's.
Yes, you've had it quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy. Look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand. You've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel. Only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the ball just starts the Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission. Losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the defuse and his weapons. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh gets killed on Been with a kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1.
All right. What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. We've made it back, my friends. It's going to be map number 2, and we are getting into the bands. I am still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, as always, still my partner and co-host, Mr. Whiskey Run. What you think, Whiskey? Yeah, and some interesting bands right out the gate. One not wholly unexpected, the Habana, right? Hatch Queen definitely plays a huge part into that basement area. And then the Monty band, that's a bit interesting. And we've seen Monty played like exceptionally well on Bank, right? Great for that spiral push when you're going up to the 2F location. Great for the dirt push. Great even for the garage push. Great even for the hatch play. So kind of interesting to see him taken off the board. Kind of speaks to that new meta that we were kind of talking about a little bit earlier. Cade, of course, if you're going to get the Hatch Queen off the board, you got to still have a way to be able to get in, and they're going to get rid of the Cade and then Tuberl to follow that up. What do you think?
I think when you see the Tuberl ban, it's the teams that don't want to deal with the FPS bug, right? I think because you see teams that are okay with it, that manage around it, and then teams that feel like it really puts them at a disadvantage. So let's go ahead and take him off the board, and deal with some of the other operators that they've got as the alternative. And that's not a bad trade-off because you really don't want to lose frames, right? Frames win games, and it's an important part of it. So not surprising to see it him banned off as part of that. This lineup, though, we're seeing the Invictum Galea. You talked about the teams feeling each other out on map 1 of a best of 5. It looked like they made some progress there with the Blitz. They tried it even though he was unsuccessful twice. Going to bring him out, though, for another.
Yeah, I like the call, but it's going to be the Blitz and the Blackbeard and the Osa. Shield, and then off the back of that play, I'm excited for it. But how are they gonna defend? Well, we've got a little bit of area denial, and by a little bit, I mean we got a ton of area denial. Smoke and Goyle on the board to really stop that push in and that plant. Lots of time waste. Ooh. I was going to say,
was
and
Mira doing,
but...
taking it, yet no reason to walk out into garage and peek that. I think. I mean, you had the DMR from a shield op there. I'm guessing they would have caught that on the cams as he's walking down, but that feels like an unnecessary risk here into the breach. Maybe playing a little bit more aggressively on defense. See whether or not they're going to adjust that style here. Going down 1 early is not the way we want to go. This is Invictum Galea's map pick, and it's also the map that they won in the second time that these two teams met back in December. So got a little bit of history there. We saw Invictum win this versus ITB. So the question is, are they going to continue to play aggressively? Is that a change-up in style, or are they going to adjust it here as we roll in?
I love the Aruni on the Aruni gate on top of the hatch there, right? It's really going to force them to expend some more utility to get that hatch open, which is a pretty basic hatch, right? Server, it's huge. You need it. It's necessary. I honestly, I like it.
It was definitely early to pop the Goyo, but if it's enough there on this top blue, is it enough to cause the attacking team to stall out trying to get down the stairs? There it is. Blitz going to push down again. Smoke's still fighting, but they've got 2 downstairs here in server. It's going to make it tough for Blitz. He's going to say walk himself back, but they do get a Goyo kill. Start off Tazzy. Let's go.
Let's go. Shots from Garage now. They're going to take Osa off the board. Now puts us into a 3v2. It's all resting on the shoulders of Zodiac and Tazzy. Holding on here into sight. And you're right. Those Goyle canisters just proven to be absolutely huge in slowing down this aggressive attack team. Still got 2 shields on the board ready to get going.
He's going to run in, make it through, but loses out that fight. And now Blitz is getting that plant down. Do they know?
It didn't cover the area.
He's going to stick it?
Oh, my Lord. I cannot believe that just worked. It didn't, not quite enough to cover the area. Blitz going to stick the plant now in a 1v2, and it's a low health scenario. Oh, never mind. Tazzy. Wow. Holy cow. The quad kill? Let's freaking go, baby.
Well, and the fact that was a one tap, they knew exactly where he was hiding. I mean, the shield does not cover your head, and if that's the only thing that you're aiming for as the defender, um, great shot there, right, to be able to just push in, click heads, win that round. But again, the Goyo is proving to be an important part of that slowdown, but it did not stop the plant. I was surprised about that.
Well, I mean, it almost stopped the plant. We saw it basically deter between the smoke and the Goyle, deter the plant, the attack team off for a huge amount of time, but barely able to sneak in through the door and get a plant off. I love it. It's exactly what we want to see. So, secondary site, we're going to see it open and meeting instead of that 2F location. I don't like it,
opting for a little bit of throwing the attacking team off, right? I'm sure they were expecting that 2F, but okay, let's play the 1F and just cause a little bit of havoc on the attacking team. But really, again, big shout out to Tazia, 4K to start that one off. That it doesn't feel like the mental is chalked anyway at this point, but that was a statement to put up in round 1 of map 2 here on Bank.
Yeah, he said, push me, I dare you. And they did, and it did not work out well for them. One in favor of the defense, not unexpected here on a defensive sided map. We'll see if it plays out that similar way. On the attack team, we've got some fun operators on the board. Intel going to be something that we're seeing for both as Solus and Grim going to be on board. The Solus call, I think that's the big highlight here, right? We didn't get to see it played out on map 1, but here we're going to see how valuable that Intel can be.
Right, we talked about whether or not Azami was going to be the one that was maybe traded out that leaves Solus on the board, but this time it was going to be the Cade or Kaid. He's going to be banned out, so leaving both Azami and Solus on the board, and they're both going to get played here.
Ooh, Zodiac to find the first kill on Diana. That's going to give body bounce tipped in favor of ITB there, but it is going to get traded out as Urkari is going to get found out. Ace to fall next as we find ourselves into a 4v3. Folks, this is all happening within the first minute here, and it is going to be Grim to lose his life now in the exchange as he's going to find his dome piece missing from Legion, and now, just like that, it's a 4v2.
This Archives hold, really kind of surprising here. I know we do see that pretty often, but all of the action happening off-site in this Tellers and Archives area of the map. I mean, that was more than half the kills of the round happening just in those 2 places. So a ton of first floor interaction, just trades going back and forth. A little bit of sloppy play just in general from both of those teams, right? Not holding the long angles, not setting up the utility clear. That was just run and gun as part of that TDM meta, and it fell in ITB's favor. Not a bad way to go if you're them.
Yeah, no kidding. And with that, let's head up to 2F. Let's take it to what is widely considered one of the primary sites. Kind of switches back and forth between 2F and that basement area. But I'm curious to see what they're going to... Yeah! They brought the castle. I was wondering if this was going to be the case. We've been seeing it utilized all over the place in conjunction with the Echo and the Azami. This is a formidable defense, Whiskey. I really enjoy what they're bringing to the table here.
Definitely, you talk about being slowdown city, right? They're not bringing the complete lineup, leaving Malusi off the table, but with the castle and the Azami, plus the intel with the plant denial from Echo, I agree. This is definitely a great defense here for 2F on Bank. Now, from the attacking side, they're bringing out the Dokkaebi. Bank is a huge map. 3 floors all spread out, and so for her ability to suss out the roamers, a really important part of this attacking game. Add that into a Ying for the push. It's not a bad counter that they've got themselves set up on right now.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Going to take some shots in immediately too. Ying already going to feel the heat from the window as they're trying to set up that cross to take them off the board. Looking for it. Keep barriers, castles, all keeping them safe inside of stock and inside, of course, that main breach site. We're going to see Flores start to put the work in with those Roteros if he can keep those drones alive long enough to get them in. And look at that. Deployable shields, zombie barricades, castles. This is legitimately slow down city. You're right. Population defense here.
Yeah, trying to hold these angles, right? Potentially, we talked about it, a little bit chaotic on that last round. This time, setting themselves up for a lot of holds in more defensive setup here. Going to take that big piece of defensive furniture off the floor there with a Flores drone. But yeah, if you can hold all of these tighter angles and not get into a TDM style battle, got a better chance set up as the defense.
Yeah, absolutely agreed with you. So that's going to be Skipper off the board as we find ourselves into a 5v4, minute and 30 left. The attacker team starting to feel good about their push in. Oh yeah, Ying just taking a ton of control here. Trying to find the shots. Now into a 4v2, all resting on the shoulder.
Yeah. Lose you for a sec, Whiskey? Could have been. The smoke takes down Kyo, and yeah, great setup there. It is all down to the Dokkaebi. We talked about her needing to suss out these roamers at the beginning of the round, but now she's going to be fighting her way up the spiral stairs, tossing those flashes in, try and get a piece of map control or just get close. Going to not be able to take down Azami. Tazzy grabbing another. He's having an amazing game here to start off on Bank. Like we potentially lost our other caster, so trying to find yeah, why don't you go ahead and do that if that's an option. Yeah, I think we lost Whiskey Glitter for a moment there. So as we roll into round 4, we're seeing ITB grab 3 to start. They're looking very good on defense at this point. Back down to the basement. Going to see this hold. They've been successful here once previously. Did see the attackers come very close on this round. So we're going to continue this pro strat of bringing out the Goyo for that hold in the server area, plus the smoke. Tons of area denial. Couple that with the Mira for layering that defense to try and hold, even if the attackers can get the sidewalls open. For that plant, you've still got the mirror windows in place. Definitely a good hold here from this defense setup. On the attackers, bringing out the shield, like seeing this Osa play, right? Plus adding in the Twitch. I'm wondering whether or not that was, the Twitch was banned on that first map. I wonder if that's intentional. Was Neuros here was playing a great map on Chalet. I wonder if that Twitch was a hold or a ban for him.
Out so early in the round.
Hey, you called it. This drone placement here from Invictum, unbelievable, right? Mira again. We saw her contesting the garage early. The first time we saw this basement site played, she's going to look back at that VOD and say, "Man, that drone was over my head the entire time, just pinging out." And That is unfortunate. 3v4 though. Well,
Immediately followed up by one more. And now we're in a position where they're just finding frags left, right, and centre. They found one onto a teammate. This could be 6 men down without losing a single body, as they're going to be just trying to fight off this final man of Osa sitting around outside the garage door. And she has a bit of information on Mirror, but not really on anybody else. She knows that there are going to be players coming in trying to get aggressive on the close angles, but she really can't do a lot. So more than likely going to be spending this time just trying to communicate with the team and see if they want to change anything up for the future rounds. But possibly could be trying to go for the actual contention as well. Nearly finds a beautiful shot onto Amai, but that's going to be the round over as Tazzy cleans up that final frag and moves us into the next one.
But Tazzy having an unbelievable game here on Bank. Really a standout here for the Into the Breach Academy. On a team of standouts. Definitely showing up here for this match. Grabbing that empty frag at the end. Osa, hiding behind the shield for a second. Was wondering whether or not we were going to see somebody push from the front door just for a little bit of action. But Raiden and that Mira playing out there. This, pushing the garage. Even playing while pinged out continuously, I think interesting to just continue to hold that. It shows that this Into the Breach team wants to play aggressively on defense and doing a very good job of it so far, going up 4-0 to start on their defensive half.
I mean, my question to you now is, does that opening frag count as Invictums or does it count as ITBs? Because it was a TK.
You know what? I'm going to put it in the Invictum category, right? Going down in the man count more important than who actually got the kill. So the first team to go 4, in my opinion, is the loser for that opening frag.
Yeah, I can vibe with that. So that means at the moment we're at 3-1 on the opening frags in favor of Invictum, and we're looking at a 4-0 scoreline in favor of Into the Breach, and that is incredible to me. So we are going to be seeing them just posture themselves up outside of the building on the side of Invictum right now. They're just getting themselves ready to, apply some pressure to the site itself, and Buck going to be rappelling upside down on the window in order to do that on the opening area. But at the moment, they just want to clear out this top floor.
That's right. Work out this 2F control down, but the defenders are ready. They've got some of these C4s, but you talked about it. Great drone work again from this attacking team. Invictum Galea has got some spots that we need to be writing down for ranked. Opening up all of this floor in stock using the RAM. That's fantastic, but ITB going to be able to grab one of these opening kills finally, and C4 coming out from below. Wow. What a shot there from Akari.
Yeah, lovely double for him so far in the round, and he's probably going to be looking for more as we move into the later portion, but the upstairs finally being completely contended by the attacking side. Everybody on the defending side is going to be in and around site in order to, make sure that everything's still safe and sound over on that side. So we've got a couple players over in the Tellers area, but otherwise, Teller's Archives / open area is going to be pretty much completely controlled by these defenders.
Yep, and now we're seeing Buck to open up all of this floor as well. You still, Ram is still on the board, used up all of those boogie drones though, so not going to be able to contribute anymore. And, it's not going to matter. James falling, that's the Dokkaebi. Don't know whether or not they were able to get access to the defender cams before he fell, but that's unfortunate to lose that one.
Not another
shot!
This man could be on for an ace in round 5, as we're now looking at the Solace falling to Kia on that vertical angle, and, well, Ikari's going to be hunting for it. He's moving into Archives. The enemy player is going to be over there as well. They are kind of semi-aware of each other, but no one wants to take the engagement. Akari goes for the peek, takes the swing. They both take a lot of damage. They're both very weak. Kyo finds the frag, and now we're in a 3 versus 1, a 1 HP Kyo running around with this R4C. It's not the worst weapon in the world to do it with, but it's going to be a tall order, to say the least. Peeks over the bomb chassis. On the opposite side is the Legion. Peeks the wrong side. And that is going to be the round for Into the Breach once again. Round 5 going in favour of Into the Breach. That's 5-0 on Bank so far on their defensive half.
This is 100% not what we expected. I mean, great shot there from Legion holding that head glitch spot on the bomb chassis, and some great individual gunplay from these teams. A quad kill from 2 of the players on Into the Breach to start with is definitely putting the Invictum Galea team on the back foot. We were expecting them to take this, right? This was their map pick, and it was the map that they won against this squad previously. But it appears that Into the Breach so far has been able to make, understand the gameplay and make the adjustments better than IG, and coming out very heavily defensive sided in their favor here. Like you said, 5-0 to start. That's wild in this grand final.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a mental game going on right now with the teams at the moment. I think, if anything, Into the Breach have managed to get themselves a little bit solidified as a bigger threat than maybe Invictum could have expected, especially considering they have faced each other in the past. It's something that you guys, I'm sure, touched on, where it went 7-3 either way in best of ones. And I think it was Chalet and Bank, right?
It was Chalet and Bank. So this was the map, like we said. Oh, that was a run out there from Maestro?
That was a run out from Maestro. He managed to find the kill onto Kyo, but ends up falling straight after. And that's going to equalize the opening picks for the match, giving us 3-3 in this half.
Brava grabbing one of the Maestro cams. Once again, we're seeing Brava being the controller of those cams instead of Maestro himself, because he's dead. Interesting to see it. But what I was going to say actually before Maestro jumped out is that Into the Breach being up 5-0 means that we can see them afford to take chances and take risks, and that's exactly what we saw them do. There was no reason for a Maestro run out of a second-story window when you've got control of sight. That early in the round, we were not even a minute in, or not even 30 seconds into the round when that happened. So this team can afford to take some risks now, being that far up, and that'll make interesting gameplay for us. Opens up some doors for the Invictum Galea team, but it should be more fun for the viewers potentially.
I mean, definitely. It gives a bit of an opportunity to Invictum, especially with them only really losing one of their Fragger operators, and, Into the Breach losing out on an operator that does actively have to be alive to control those cameras, or, well, not control those cameras, but utilize their damaging capabilities. It's going to be one of those that's a bit more of a detriment to the defensive side than the attacking side. But as I say, that a detriment to the attacking side is, well, losing the man count. And that recontention is exactly where it's coming from once again. Sick Ducker going to be moving in through the stock area, manages to find one and almost another through the wall if he was a little bit more on the left, but is going to be trying to get himself out of there and reposition over towards square.
It was an unfortunate misdrone there, or at least miss intel on the entry into site, right? Trying to push in through the breach there, but not knowing that Azami was continuing to play in that corner, hiding behind all of her Kiba barriers. That was just a wasted attacker.
Whoa!
But James gonna find one on the back of some good intel.
That was a beautiful shot through the wall as he manages to find the kill onto the Echo that was sitting around in Trump, and now it's just the Castle of Zodiac left to do it all. The man behind the desk on the CEO table gets taken down very quickly, but the quick wallbang through the chair is going to be cleaned up by Sick Ducker, and we're going to have a 5-1 half to finish us off.
That was exactly the round that Invictum needed. They needed to take one. They had to put themselves on the board. Going in 6-0 into your defensive half, it doesn't into any half is just that's a mental devastation there. So winning one, that is that could potentially be this momentum shift that they needed, and they're going on to defense, right? Typically, we're seeing Bank as a little bit more of a defensive sided map, so now they've got that ability.
I mean, yeah, it is. It is one of those maps that's very defender-sided, and something I've seen a lot from Bank recently is that very informational style that we saw before in the previous map. But it's not really being utilized as much as I expected it to have been in this match so far. But either way, I think that's simply because in Into the Breach's half. They were mainly really playing that sort of stall type playstyle. They were playing to slow down the enemy as much as possible. And even when that didn't work in round one, which is the only round I really feel like it didn't, they were still able to win, like, what, a 3-2v5? Which really just shows, like, the proficiency of the roster and the level of teamwork that they have in order to be able to play together against an opponent that's so formidable.
Yeah. And now I like what we're seeing here from this. We talked about this defense. What were they going to be bringing? The first time we're seeing how IG is going to play it, bringing out the Mira and the denial from smoke. Basically, the only change up from the ITB lineup is not bringing the Goyo. I love the Goyo there for the basement play, but it certainly can be done without it. He just brings something a little bit extra. We'll see whether or not swapping out the Warden is going to be a big switch here for them.
Well, I think especially when it comes down to this basement site, it's a little hard to exclusively use smoke to deny the default plant now because it's so... well, a lot of these teams are so capable of being able to just control that entire red corridor now, especially with the obviously the head holes of inside of the garage. So it's like really you only need to take main stairs / garage and also blue. And you can get a pretty easy default plant down. But there's a very
for sure,
high...
and with
smoke presence right now. So
there sure is. They are everywhere covering this 1F site. And that the other problem with smoke is that he's got to put himself into the line of fire to be able to get one of those canisters out. Right, the Goyos can be all of them pre-placed. So you've got all that denial exactly where you want it. You don't have to try and stick your head and arm out into the line of fire to be able to get one of those canisters out. Makes him a bit more dangerous to try and use.
I mean, indeed it does. As Army tries to go for the swing, and speaking of dangerous, there's a bullet that goes straight into her head. And now we're going to be falling back onto the site as these defenders are just going to be playing around their mirror windows and seeing what they can do. But as we can see, the head holes that are normally on that garage wall are completely sealed off by that reinforcement and mirror window. Some Candela is going to be going down those blue stairs, and, well, Ying's going to be running straight through, manages to find a kill onto the smoke, and that's now leaving us in a 2 versus 3 situation. And it looks like Thermite and Buck both want to try and take the drop onto this hatch and take the engagement straight to the defenders inside of that red corridor. It's castled off, so they're defended from the backside, but the Warden going to be seeing all the way through, managing to get the kill onto the man on the far side, and, well, the diffuser's not dropped, but now it is.
Through the hatch.
To get the kill onto the Thermite through the hatch. He doesn't have the diffuser, needs to take the engagement. Keo finds the kill, and that's going to be the round over. And, well, it looks like Invictum have managed to secure themselves a second.
Well, the clutch play coming in there from Warden, right? You brought smokes, you brought Ying, thinking that, okay, now you're going to have the ability to just confuse this defense. But originally I was thinking Warden maybe should have been playing on those blue stairs with Ying pushing down, but he, in fact, ended up being in exactly the right place, playing in red, able to see through all those smokes, grabbing a couple kills, but really just controlling the attack. And that was a huge play from him. Puts them up now 2 in a row and winning their first defense in what felt very good, but great play there from the Warden. Great pick.
Yeah, very well played by them to win out their first defensive round. That's going to give them a lot of confidence coming into the remainder of them, because especially with having such a faltered attempt at the attack, it can be quite disheartening to have to come into a defense where you're like 5-1 down, you're only 2 rounds away from losing, and it could be sort of like a very, very big deal if you are to lose, because, well, you lose these 2 rounds and then you're down 2 maps, and then you've only got 1 map left before you could potentially be knocked out, and that's the finals over. And obviously, a team like Invictum is not gonna want to go out like that. So,
no, they're definitely not going to be satisfied with losing 2 in a row here or taking second place in this grand final. So seeing them come together here on their start for defense, like you said, definitely important. They can't drop one. Going to put themselves on match point here. So what are they going to see now? This upstairs presence. Some good drone work here from ITB, but not that same level that we saw so far from Invictum.
indeed, we're going to be seeing a lot of contention onto this mirror window that is going to be placed over towards stock, and, well, in goes the Selma charges, able to break it and get it open completely, as they are just unable to be defended by this castle right now. The Candela's going through, aren't able to find the flashes, but do find the man with the gun in the end, and as the in goes down, yes, it's not going to be great for them, but Keo! With another beautiful shot!
What a great shot there, absolutely. Oh, opening up more space upstairs, clearing out this defender utility, but Valk still playing. Was that in E3?
I think so.
Still holding that position upstairs. And I don't know whether or not Gridlock knows, but this could be a huge fling from Valk if they haven't sussed her out yet. And you've still got Raiden playing on Repel. The drone coming in. Are they going to get her? Indeed they do. She's going to take that drone and drop.
Yeah, Keo having a phenomenal game right now. Really, really lighting up this defense for the side of Invictum and showing the side of Into the Breach what for, as we are going to be seeing a little bit of... a little bit of stagnation from the Into the Breach lineup on this top floor. They've managed to get full contention, but it's a 3v3 situation. They just need to regroup, get their bearings, and get themselves set up to be able to actually get in towards the site and see what they can do from there. The nade just misses out just so slightly and doesn't quite allow them to...
Look at that peek hole from Azami! That was an unbelievable angle she had. Oh, wow. Well, she doesn't need it to take down Raiden. James having a great shot there. The nade coming in, causing some action, causing the defenders to move, but I don't know if they realize that Mute's still playing right there with the shotty.
Well, the Mute sitting there with the shotty isn't even needed.
Was that a quad from Keo?
I think so. I think he got the opening frag, then got a second through the wall. Yeah, because he got Ying, didn't he? And then he got the 2 to finish. So well done. Very good round from Keo. Keo absolutely just putting the team on his back that round.
The fact that she was also so close to losing her life on that engagement with Gridlock, right? Gridlock droning her out. We saw her drop the hatch. The thing that we just barely saw was Sledge was in the ATM lobby holding that angle on the elevator door. So as soon as she dropped, he fired. We saw those tracers come through, but didn't kill Valk. He takes down Valk there. There's a good chance that they win that round because it was that close.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Obviously, the Mute sitting in the corner with the close shotgun is definitely going to be a really good second line of defense, or final line of defense, I guess, because they would have had to get past the Azami, then the Valk, then the Mute. But it's still one of those where it would have been a tough situation either way, but definitely Keo stopped it from ever being a very different round to what it probably should have been.
It definitely feels like we've got a comeback building here from this IG team. They're putting up a heck of a fight as they moved on to defense. This was, like we said, the map that they won. We were talking about it when it was sitting 5-0 that this wasn't going the way we were expecting. We felt like the Invictum Galea team was going to push very hard and win this map, and it was feeling very one-sided, but all of that momentum has certainly shifted at this point. ITB needs to find a way to solidify this win early. Otherwise, they're going to be tied 1-1 in the map count here pretty quickly.
Yeah, definitely so. We're going to be seeing some drone work going through the stock side, and these players get ready to play on those big windows. James falls, and Zodiac is going to be the man to find the opening frag. So now we're going to be in a position where, well, these players are going to be a little bit more unsure and a little bit more careful about what they do and don't decide to peak on this defense.
So getting the drone work in and taking some time. We're a minute in, sussing out, trying to find the right places. The Claymore's down for the runouts. Yeah, for sure. The castle holding. Glitter talked about this the last time we saw this 2F site. Castle holding down a lot of these locations. Couple that with an Azami. There's a lot of slowdown, a lot of great peaks that are going to be able to be set up and stopped here by this defense holding with those ops.
I mean, yeah, the Valve going to be spotted out and positioned inside of that long corridor and just decides to fall off down the hatch and potentially go for a long flank or even just position under the window as they know the guy's going to be on rappel. And I think Sophia's also aware. But, oh no, it's Ace, sorry. I think Ace is also aware. So he's not gonna be peeking that anytime soon, I don't think. So Raiden gonna be
doesn't need to.
Yeah, Raiden just moving his way in onto the top square and getting that breach open in order to set them up for that execute sometime in the next minute. As, well, the time is starting to dwindle. 2 players fall on the defensive side, and that's going to be very, very good for an opening for Into the Breach. They need to get themselves in now and start making their move. The mirror goes into the corridor, gets caught out by the long angle, and, well, Castle just gets absolutely blasted by the crossfire, and that's going to be round over 6-3 now.
Okay, now for the first time on Bank, we hit ourselves match point. So you're just joining us. Into the Breach Academy won the first map, Chalet 7-5. So now IG trying to hold off that. They got to push themselves to win it because we're heading in to Sky next as that third map. This is a best of 5. Going down 2-0 is certainly not what you want to see in the map count. So you're going to look to see Invictum Galea put up an even stronger defense here to hold off this surging ITB team.
Yeah, especially with some maps that are a little bit more unknown for these two rosters, specifically against each other, coming up in the next few maps. Because, well, the previous maps we've played, for example, this one and also the last one, which was Chalet, have been played officially between these two teams before. And, well, as we've already discussed, Chalet was previously won by Into the Breach, and Bank was won previously by Invictum, and both maps went 7-3. So now we're in a position where we could be seeing a 7-3 on Bank in reverse of what it actually was when they played against each other previous.
Yeah, a little bit of siege poetry there coming in, but Invictum Galea wants to certainly force this one to OT now at this point. That's their last hope for getting a win here. Going to try and see what they can do. Seeing a top-down clear here from this attacking ITB team. They've got roamers upstairs, Solus playing upstairs here from IG to try and hold off the top-down clear.
Yeah, Solus going to be just playing around that long corridor right now, just, trying to spot out any of this drone work that's going to be coming through for these attackers. And, well, Keo gets caught out by Tazzy instead, and now that drone work is going to be all fair game as, well, the Impact comes out to try and see if they can catch anybody or catch any piece of utility. the castle, going to be just postured around this open area and potentially going to be falling off down the hatch sometime soon as Ash does come down and start getting relatively aggressive inside of that elevator. And, well, this could spell disaster for the defensive side.
Ooh, disaster. Solus going down, a big piece of intel, but yeah, seeing this this Into the Breach taking another opening kill. Replay C4 or no, opening up a rotate, trying to find a little bit of a distraction. That works. Raiden going down, and that's the Bees going to be down. Great pick there, 3-3.
Yeah, a wonderful double coming out of Nuxos there as, well, now we're going to be in a position where it is a 3v3 in a situation where previously it was a 5 versus 4. And having that equalization, even if you do still lose the man, is going to be absolutely perfect, especially when you could drop all your men back off onto the site and, you know, keep yourself safe. You've still got the smoke on the blue stairs, which is a little bit scary for him, but also no Ying to really just knock his socks off yet. So much better position for him now.
Smoke continuing to play that top blue. 30 seconds left. He can use all those canisters to deny it and force them to come down marble, and that's what we're seeing from Ash. But Castle in position, watching both the hatch drop and potentially this Ash come in, but feeling very much like this defense has got themselves set up in a position to win it. No way, he misses the hatch drop, goes for marble, and gets taken out at the same time. The plant is going down, all up to Smoke.
The Smoke drops down the hatch, tries to take the engagement against the Ash, finds the kill, and now in a 1 versus 2 situation needs to clean everything up in order to find this round win and move things forward for his team. Tries to take the peek, misses out just slightly, takes the swing again onto the marble stairs, and Ace of Akari is the man to find the frag, and well, that's 7-3 on map 2 into the breach. Now up 2-0 in this series.
7-3, like you called it, into the breach. What a round there from them. I thought for sure we were going to be seeing the that final come out from
to a 5v4, minute and 30 left. The attacker team starting to feel good about their push in. Oh yeah, Ying just taking a ton of control here.
Time, just pinging out, and that is unfortunate. 3v4 though. Well,
immediately followed up by one more, and now we're in a position where they're just finding frags.
As well, you still, you know, Ram is still on the board. Used up all of those boogie drones though, so not going to be able to contribute anymore. And oh, geez, it's not going to matter. James falling, that's the Dokkaebi. Don't know whether or not they were able to, but not knowing that Azami was continuing to play in that corner, hiding behind all of her Kiba barriers. That was just a wasted attacker. But James going to find one on the back of some good intel.
That was a beautiful shot through.
Head and arm out into the line of fire to be able to get one of those canisters out. Makes him a bit more dangerous to try. It's another 1 or 2 coming up still, so time to take a quick break, I think.
Well,
Quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy. Look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand. You've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel. Only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the more they start the Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission. Losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the diffuser as he's landed. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh didn't kill on. Didn't kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reactions. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
He's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through. There's frankly planted. All of a sudden it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double. And Bubbly's going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission. in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about overswinging. Mistakes made from Anonto, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, can't. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well. And it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place.
Oh, both of them switching everything they can do. Alfred,
that's what they are doing. No, there's no way.
Basically fast and precise bullets. Final working against 30 seconds from there. He just moves straight out the head. Takes the kill. There's a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's the quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, 70.
Yes, you've had it quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the more they start. But Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2-4 with the diffusion, and he's landing. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh gets killed off. They're going to kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1-1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
He's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through, and then frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubbly's
going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about overswinging. Mistakes made from Anonto, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, can't. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well. And it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place.
oh, both of them switching everything they can do. Alfred,
that's what they are doing. No, there's no way.
Basically fast and precise bullets. Final working against 30 seconds from there. He just moves straight out the head. Takes the kill. There's a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's the quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, 70.
Yes, you've had it quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the more they start. But Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2-4 with the diffusion, and he's landing. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh gets killed off. They're going to kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1-1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
He's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through, and then frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubbly's
going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about overswinging. Mistakes made from Anonto, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, can't. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well. And it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place.
Oh, both of them switching everything they can do. Alfred,
What are you doing? No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullets. Final working against the 30 seconds from main. He's just waiting to straight out the head. Takes the kill. There's a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's the quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, 70.
Yes, you've had it quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the more they start. When Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2-4, but the diffuser has been landed. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh gets killed off. Remember the kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1-long duration with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
It's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through. There's frankly planted. All of a sudden it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double. And Bubbly's
Going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about overswinging. Mistakes made from Anonto, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, tanked. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well. And it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place.
oh, both of them switching everything they can do. Alfred,
What are you doing? No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullets. Final working against the 30 seconds from main. He's just waiting to straight out the head. Takes the kill. There's a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's the quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, 70.
Yes, you've had it quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the more they start. When Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2-4, but the diffuser has been landed. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh gets killed off. Remember the kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1-long duration with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
It's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through. There's frankly planted. All of a sudden it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double. And Bubbly's
Going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about overswinging. Mistakes made from Anonto, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, tanked. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well. And it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place.
Oh, both of them switching everything they can do.
No!
Alfred,
That's what
are
they
you
doing. No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullets. Final working against the 30 seconds from lane, and he just waits straight out the head. Takes the kill, there's a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's the quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, 70.
Yes, you've had it quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the more they start when Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the diffuser as he's landing. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh gets killed off. Remember the kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
He's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through. There's frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubbly's
Going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now is positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about overswinging. Mistakes made from Anonto, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, can't. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well. And it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place.
oh, both of them switching everything they can do.
No!
Alfred,
That's what they doing. No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullets. Final working against the 30 seconds from lane, and he just waits straight out the head. Takes the kill, there's a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's the quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, 70.
Yes, you've had it quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the more they start when Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the diffuser as he's landing. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh gets killed off. Remember the kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
He's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through. There's frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubbly's
Going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now is positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about overswinging. Mistakes made from Anonto, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, can't. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well. And it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place.
Oh, both of them switching everything they can do.
No!
Alfred,
That's what
are
they
you
doing. No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullets. Final working against the 30 seconds from Galea. He just moves straight out the head. Takes the kill. There's a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 to be found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's the quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, 70.
Yes, you've had it quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the more they start when Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the diffuser, and he's landed. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh gets killed off. They're going to kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
It's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through. There's frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubbly's
Going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about overswinging. Mistakes made from Anonto, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, can't. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well. And it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place.
oh, both of them switching everything they can do.
No!
Alfred,
That's what they doing. No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullets. Final working against the 30 seconds from Galea. He just moves straight out the head. Takes the kill. There's a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 to be found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's the quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, 70.
Yes, you've had it quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the more they start when Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the diffuser, and he's landed. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh gets killed off. They're going to kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
It's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through. There's frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubbly's
Going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about overswinging. Mistakes made from Anonto, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, can't. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well. And it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with with the quadra kill, put Secret Powder in their place.
Oh, both of them switching everything they can do.
No!
Alfred,
That's what
are
they
you
doing. No! There's no way!
Welcome to the XXL Nutrition HQ. XXL Nutrition is the most popular online supplement brand in Europe. Our proteins, pre-workouts, dietary supplements, and of course our sportswear is developed with the greatest possible care. We are known for providing the highest quality products and the best service. Daily, we are working with a motivated team on new developments, promotions, and quality control to serve our customers in the best possible way. XXL Nutrition is an established name in the B2B and B2C market. Therefore, we can also be found in many gyms, supplement stores, and supermarkets. Offering the highest possible quality is the foundation of our brand. Only the best ingredients and materials are used for our products. Everyone at our company has passion for health and fitness. That's why we want to provide our customers, and of course ourselves, with the best products. We prepare all orders in our own warehouse, which has the capacity to process more than 10,000 orders daily. Thank you for supporting XXL Nutrition. We are XXL, the most popular brand in sports nutrition.
It's time to make history. Behind a solid wall, the pings, they're all in his favor. There's a C4, but Souls does not care.
One kill away, and it's Folks to die. A new generation pick up where legends left off.
Hello and welcome back to Voltage League Season 2's Grand Finals. I'm once again joined by Whiskey Run.
Welcome, my friend. We're back. And I know you're looking. There's a big spot empty next to me. We're missing Whiskey Glitter. Sometimes that happens. Mother Nature intervenes. A lot of bad weather going on over in his area of the country. So we're going to continue on with the two of us going through this grand final best of 5. We've seen Into the Breach grab the first 2 wins so far. First on Chalet and then on Bank. Now we're heading into Skyscraper. So what do you think about Skyscraper, my friend?
Well, I think it's a map that has a couple of different play styles that go to it, but we will just jump straight in because the map is going to be starting up now. But it's a map that can either be very explosive or very methodical, and I think it really depends on what the bands actually bring into fruition. I think if we see something like the Monty, the Azami, like those sorts of bans along those lines, like getting rid of those sort of stalling operators, it can become very explosive. But obviously with Ying going out first, that might completely falter exactly what I'm saying.
I mean, that is there. You called it. You called it the Monty ban. Nice job. I mean, important part. We see that push in through top black. Frequently an important part of this the attacking strategy here because both of those sites on that side of the building, the karaoke tea and the kitchen barbecue downstairs, like both of those are good places for Monty to push in with him off the board, and you throw in the Tubarão off the board. I think that's a good call again. We've just seen ITB not wanting to deal with him. I think the FPS is way more of an issue to deal with. They don't want that to be something that screws up their grand final run.
I feel like, yeah, this is an extreme conflict of playstyle. So it's something I said a minute ago where like these this map can have two different playstyles. It's similar to Border in the sense that it can be very, very explosive, but it also can be very, very methodical. And if you look at the bans on the side of Invictum have decided to go for the Ying, which is a very explosive operator. They've gone for the Solace, which is another very explosive operator. One that can really just like shift the tides of battle, and really like cause issues for the opposite side. And then on the opposite side, on into the breach, they've banned the Tubarão and also the Monty, which are two very methodical operators that are going to really just slow drive their way through whatever task that they need to perform.
Having those slowdown operators off is definitely, like you said, completely changes up this play style. And I don't know that we've seen exactly how this one is going to play out. One of the big changes, though, Mason joining the Invictum Galea squad. He was out on those first two maps. Now in for the third, an important part of this lineup now back in.
Yeah, I also think that Azami is probably going to be pretty criminally overpicked in this match because Azami is one of those operators that is extremely versatile. It's one of those maps where you have a lot of these sort of narrow corridors and like bits of geometry that you're able to throw these keeper barricades onto, and overall she's just an extremely good operator on this map. So I think in general we're going to be seeing Azami quite a lot in this matchup.
Yeah, I think so too, right? Skyscraper is a small map and notoriously difficult for the attacking operators to even get in the building.
Was really close.
Find those entries, and yeah, going to look back on that VOD and say Legion was so close. Sick could have got that kill on Zofia, but with it so hard to get in the building, such a small map, those extra angles that Azami is creating, like you said, definitely an outsized influence overall, very likely.
Yeah, Skipper's just making his way through already. Doesn't quite get noticed by Legion from above, as he is making his way underneath that hatch at the moment and just seeing if he can potentially get his way over through onto Black Stairs.
This attacking team getting some of those pieces of util set up, going to try and hold off. Sick here is stuck behind the bees. I don't think he's been pinged out at this point yet, so they got an idea potentially that he's there, but they had to ping from below. I think he had likely gone down right there.
Yeah, I think if they get any sort of semblance or inkling of where he is, there's going to be an Ash charge straight into his feet. And there goes the bees. The Koan Hive going to be going through, but gets shot out before it's actually able to find anything. Ash is trying to find his feet through the floor with some bullets, but as she's not able to find it, we're going to be seeing these attackers kind of stagnate a little bit. Just wait around, see if they can try and bait out one of these opening picks, and indeed they do as they find one onto the Legion. The attacker of Raiden on that B-man himself tries to make his way in through Geisha, but isn't able to actually get himself in the window before being caught out by those footholes. NXN going to be sitting on the close corner with that shotgun next to that black door just to see if he can potentially just, well, send Tazzy into the Shadow Realm, I guess.
Tazzy opened up Bank with a 4K to start, had an incredible round, and really did a fantastic job on that map. Part of the reason ITB won that. Now we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown here. This defense putting up a great hold. Notoriously defensive sided, those skyscrapers. So it's down to a 2v1 all on Ash or Ace.
And Shotgun comes around the corner, finds the kill, and that's going to be it's going to be Invictum coming out with a round 1 victory.
Yeah, that's Zofia Legion engagement there on the window we thought was going to happen so early in the map. Ended up happening just 2 minutes later, but in favor of Zofia taking that one. But not enough to help propel the attacking team to victory. Invictum going to take that first round here to play upstairs. So we're going to go to the second upstairs site and see how they're going to adjust this approach here on Exhibition Office. But some very similar operators coming out, but bringing out the Warden and the Kaid, good change-up.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty nice breath of fresh air coming into map number 3, especially after losing the first 2 maps. Coming into map number 3 and just being able to win the first round is going to be able to really boost it a little bit confidence-wise for the side of Invictum, and I really hope that they are able to translate that into the remainder of the game, because it's going to bring us a much closer and a much more fun series to really watch than just watching a team get unfortunately steamrolled.
Oh yeah, we saw that on Chalet, the back and forth that was fantastic. It was 5-5 before eventually ITB won 2 in a row to win at 7-5. But like you said, on Bank, it was all ITB to start with, and Invictum was on the back foot trying to catch up the entire game, right? Now, if they can win 1, maybe 2, and get more of a solid feeling, where we're going to get to see this back and forth. So hopefully Sky is the place to do it, that they can grab their first, because it's a best of 5. It is a do or die here for Invictum Galea. They must win this map to keep the best of 5 going.
Yeah, the K trick doesn't quite come off there as he tries to just get that Cade Claw down in time in order to deny the second half of the Selma charge, and well, the mute jammer on the wall is going to be denying those X-Kairos right now, as Hibana isn't able to actually get that jammer dealt with. The Keeper of Arcades.
We've seen some teams put that mute jammer up on the table so that way it can't be shot from below. IQ can't shoot it from below, no explosives from below to take it out, to try and keep it in place significantly longer. There's a little bit of an adaptation we've seen from some of these defenders, but similar setup here. They've got it in place, so denying the attackers entry right now, at least to start pushing their way in from this the T side in through drum at this point.
Yeah, such a long pause between the maps as well. Definitely could negatively affect the momentum on the side of Into the Breach, and I mean, with round 1 going the way of Invictum, they are going to be wanting to really see if they can bring it back. They do have players positioned around this shrine area right now, just ready to take the peek onto anyone that is going to be playing around that position, and they do know there is people there. Zodiac finds the opener onto Kyo, and that's going to be a very good one as Skipper manages to get the follow-up onto Mason. That's 2 men down now on this side of Invictum. Zodiac finds another one, and a beautiful shot from Sick onto Skipper is able to get the man count a little closer to that equalization, as now we're going to be seeing a third man push over towards this reception side, and NXN going to be alone inside of the kitchen.
Well, that was exactly what they needed, trying to grab a couple kills there as they're pushing in through that pivotal hallway. Now the attackers still, Thatcher is right in here, but Azami playing on the house stairs. It takes him down. Sick having a 3K here, but the plant is going down in this 1v1. The foot!
Oh, and the catch over the table as Hibana pops up from the diffuser, and Sick falls through the wall. Incredible play.
Azami was so close, Sick so close to getting that quad kill clutch up. had the back of Hibana's foot. The ability could have shot her toes, but got a couple hits in, but then she knew exactly where that gunfire was coming from, and like you said, able to pop up over the table and finish it off. That was a great round there, a great read from ITB, getting the plant down, and Invictum so close to winning that. This is the back and forth we were seeing on Chalet. Glad we're back here on Sky.
Yeah, absolutely incredible play from ITB. I'm really glad that we're seeing this very close matchup right now. Once again, double hard breach on the attacking side, bringing along that ace and the Hibana once again. And I really like the way they've been using Hibana over the course of this series. Obviously switching off, probably going to be bringing the can openers on the book as the secondary hard breach and using Hibana as a primary. Never mind. We're switching off completely and using the Maverick as a primary. But as I was saying before, I really like the usage of Hibana over the course of this series, especially from Into the Breach, because they've used her in ways that a lot of people don't really. Because obviously, being a hard breacher, you want to use her for the hard breaching capabilities, but there's more to her than just that. She has 16 of, more than, she has a lot of X-Kairos. She has 24? I think? I don't remember. But she has a lot.
Sounds about right.
And you can shoot them 2 at a time, which at that point, you've basically got 12 explosives that can deal with utility. And they were used in Chalet to deal with Keeper barricades. They were used in Bank in order to be able to, deal with barb and open crouch holes and things like that. It's such a creative way of using Hibana that people definitely know is possible, but aren't really using.
That's right, yeah. And 18 is the answer. 18 X-Kairos that she's got available. And using them for the defensive utility clear, you're absolutely right. Right? It's not just for hard breach, just for opening. You can get a lot of space open up in hard breach walls just with a couple of those pellets, but then using it to clear out the defensive utility is an important part. Finally getting the down Mason. They're finishing off that kill. It's a 3v2 with a minute and a half left in this round, and left on the Capitao, who still got a lot of utility in pocket, plus Zodiac on the Maverick.
Indeed, we do have all of those bolts. Oh no, not all of those bolts. Only one of the fire bolts, but still both of those smokes in pocket. And Maverick's still got all of his gas, as well. They're going to be hoping they've got some more gas in the tank than just his gadget, as they are in this 2 versus 3 situation. Akari going to be dropping down onto the storage side, manages to get the early kill onto the Mozzie, tries to get the pre-fire around the corner through the stock corridor, and isn't able to find it because of the Keeper barricade that's in the way. And now we're going to be seeing these attackers just position themselves upstairs. Well, the Maverick position himself upstairs and see if he can get some vertical contention onto the opposite side of this storage corridor.
There you go, trying to find that peak, the ping coming out, the Capitao bolt coming out. They were able to clear out Mozzie, and that was the flank potential. But Azami going to try and fill that role now that they know one of the attackers is upstairs, hitting. She's no longer covering that drop down. Lesion's all alone to try and deal with potentially 2 attackers, but the plant going down and the fight happening upstairs to try and prevent it. And Lesion able to grab a double on the drop. What a shot from him. Kills the planner and the Maverick as he drops down. Great positioning there from the defense.
Yeah, beautiful little 2-piece for Keo there as, the Maverick just unfortunately dropped down straight into his sights, and, well, that was all she wrote. And now we're going to be seeing Invictum for one of the first times in this series, and, well, definitely the first time since at least map 1, being in the lead.
That's right. And when we take a look at Sky in general, right, wanted to see just how does this map shake out in terms of general play style from this league so far, it's pretty 50, close to 50-50, 58% defensive win rate here on this map. So we'd expect for sure the 4-2 as the likely setup here, with the difference being, can ITB come together, put something special together on attack, or are they just trying to get their 2, get their quota, and then move over onto their defensive half and hope they can hold down better on defense than Invictum is doing?
I mean, I definitely expect the Prior, they're going to be wanting to try and hunt for a few more rounds, because obviously there is the sort of unspoken strategy of choosing to start on the attack in order to force a better attacking half than the enemy team. And that's something that I know a couple pro teams do, well, a couple T1 teams do tend to really go for. And it's something that I've heard discussed among them. So I think most definitely we're going to be seeing them try and hunt for a few more than just the 2 that is expected of them.
Yeah, I think you're probably likely, and the vertical play, the age of verticality here in Siege coming out, putting a huge hit down on Ashe, but then, like you said, the Finka boost able to come out, save her life, at least give her that back, and now still the ability to add another 40 HP back onto her life. You can see her getting halfway at this point, so this was the round to bring out the Finka Zodiac coming in clutch here for this ITB team.
Indeed, as now we're going to be seeing this Finka positioned around this Black Stairs area, going to be wanting to try and make her way up in order to give a bit of, supply a bit of cover to the Ace that does want to try and come in through the balcony door. And as Zofia opens up a hole in the wall to cut off the rotation through and between the sites, that's going to give them a little bit more room to breathe. She did just see that guy inside of Geisha, and is going to be a little bit more wary of the Geisha rotate in the closer portion of this round. But the warband comes out from the Ace on the far side. The Black Door is going to be able to get the angle in order to find that man, and the Osa's got the shield down, ready to go for the plant. He tries to throw the Nitro Cell, but gets shot out. And now we're in a 1 versus 4 situation. The Azami not able to find it. The Zofia is going to be the one there for cleanup.
The upside down repel from Zofia coming in clutch, a tremendous amount of sight lines in, and you were right. The little bit of focus on the window, right, causing the Geisha player to try and swing the window was exactly what the attacking team wanted. Distraction, engage the fight, and then take him off the board. That opened up Zofia to watch with more openness the rest of the field and not have to worry about getting swung so close to the window. That just enabled Osa to walk in, get that plant down, and then hold behind the shield. Classic setup there from the attacking team, well executed. So now slightly different setup here from this defensive team, but one of the things I do like seeing continue to bring out the Kaid and that Mira. I want to see if they're going to do the same Mira hold in the corner. Yep.
Well, yeah. But something I would like to touch on as well is the fact that site we just played, the Into the Breach 1, was previously lost by Into the Breach, as it was Invictum's primary site. So now
they adapted and won it. Okay.
Yeah, so now we're looking at an adaptation that has ended up with Into the Breach coming out on top of the primary site, and now they're moving on to the secondary site where they also had a bit of trouble, but didn't actually end up losing, I don't think. No, they didn't end up losing. So we'll have to see how they end up playing this one. See if they can potentially get it for themselves again. They're not going to be able to get the K-Trick onto the reception wall this time, as it's going to be a Thermite. So missing out on that K trick twice now in this site rotation, and well, the Mute Jam are not going to be hindering the Hibana on the main wall either, as now we're going to be getting that pretty much all the way open, and we're going to be seeing this run out be potentially a big part of this round here.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. We're seeing the defense employ a couple different strategies that do generally win, that do generally have a lot of success in there. What a push in, grabbing a double off the back of that that entry in from Thermite. So they've got a lot of map control now on the west side of the map. But I would have loved to have seen the single wall close to the Mira open to better handle the run out. The run out through the door, you have to walk out and turn the corner to be able to get a shot on it. Having the single open is definitely much more effective in there. Mira goes down. It's a 5v2, a 5v1 as Tazzy grabs a double.
And it's a 5v1 with a TCSG in hand. It's not going to be anything worthwhile. No automatic fire is it's not really going to help you very much against, well, 5 automatic rifles. And that's going to be all she wrote. Into the breach, you're up 3-2 now on their attacking half on a generally defender-sided map.
Yeah, this is certainly not what Invictum Galea wanted to see. So now, need to see them come back, right? They brought in one of their main rosters, Mason joining, replacing. But the thing is, okay, now you're changing up that lineup again. Maybe more familiar, but at least you just played 2 maps with a consistent lineup. Seeing whether or not that's going to be a difference maker. Need to see this team come together and continue to push it. This is it's already even 3 on attack from ITB is too many if you're an Invictum Galea fan.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be seeing them go to Kitchen Barbecue this time, a site that they did win previous once again. And it's going to be the second site of the 3 that they actually won in their first time going through their rotation. And if they lose out on this one, then Into the Breach's adaptability has been absolutely phenomenal. It has been it's been unparalleled.
Yeah, for this map, for this match, they have been able to adapt their way, and then to take Mason off the board early. I think that was that a spawn peek there from Dokkaebi, or just a good piece of intel?
I think it was a reverse spawn peek, so just getting caught out.
Yep, peek in the window downstairs.
But now we're going to be seeing the Lamai of Sick just trying to get aggressive on that angle over towards the breach inside of Geisha, unable to find it and ends up losing his life, but Anexan going to be coming through and finding one of his own in order to get that trade off. And it's still a 3 versus 4 situation in favor of the Into the Breach roster, but it's looking a little better than it was in the beginning for the side of Invictum.
It's one of the things that you called out during that first map on Chalet was that when Invictum was on defense, they were consistently good at the sites that they felt comfortable on, but they were very impatient on defense on the ones that they lost. And I feel like we're kind of seeing that play out here, right? Taking unnecessary risks and not being patient, not holding the sites like we expected. The only time I felt like we really saw that was when they were holding the downstairs Kitchen Barbecue. They did a great job there. So got to see them hold these more defensively and not take risks. That was Smoke walking up the stairs. Unfortunate. Would have loved to see him bunker back down and not take those unnecessary risks.
Oh my god, James! What a beautiful shot coming out from him through a tiny little crack towards Geisha, and now we're going to be seeing Keo have to get aggressive, forced to try and make a play, make something happen, almost gets caught out by the man on the upstairs, but instead catches him himself as he goes for the impact to try and read where the plant went down and isn't able to find it. It's now going to be a 1 versus 1, this Capital of Raiden versus the Legion on the far side. The Legion going to be going for the defuse, seeing if he can bait it out. not actually going to be committing for it, but the camera on him is going to be a bit of a problem.
Oh, is he going to get it?
Run through into
He
sight,
got it!
Isn't able to get the read onto the position of the man, and the diffuser's there for Keo.
Lesion sticks it. Pros don't fake. He goes and gets that the counter defuse. We thought for sure we were going to see Capital push in more aggressively, but that just a few vital seconds, he had to take out the default cam that the defending team was just pinging him on constantly in order to be able to push in, and those few seconds proved vital. He was able to get that defuse down, and we go 3-3 on the half. Nice job evening that one up in Invictum. Now we're going to see how they can do on attack.
Well, I'm pretty impressed that they were actually able to get that final round for themselves, and now it's going to be this 3-3 situation, as you brought up, and I think they really have to really start shining here if they're gonna come out of this map with a win on the side of Invictum, because they didn't seem to be doing anything too special on their defense, and I think that really needs to change when it comes down to their attack, because they are a very capable roster, and they have beaten this team in the past, and I really don't imagine that they're going to be putting a lackluster amount of effort into, studying a team like this, especially knowing their capabilities and knowing they're going to be facing them.
That's right. Yeah, winning that one, winning some of these their defensive rounds in Invictum and Galea on the back of some individual heroics rather than just some incredible team and site play. So got to see them step it up here on their attack. Generally, the attack requires more of that coordination to pull off. So this could either be very devastating here for this team, or they're going to come together and find it. This big change, though, Mason right now not playing at the same level as the player that he subbed in for. So got to see this IG team come together here on attack, and they're not going to be able to rely on individual heroics on attack generally.
Indeed, as now we see these repels on the outside of the building, just seeing if they can catch anybody on any funny little angles that they may have going for them. The karaoke rappel is probably going to be the one that covers the breach, or not the breach, the plant, as actually instead it is going to be the gridlock on the karaoke rappel that has the diffuser, so more than likely she's going to be the one to get herself into sight and get ready to get that plant down, done and dusted, but the warden's still alive is going to be a huge problem for her, especially if she tries to throw down those smokes and get planting inside them.
Oh, okay. Sick coming out, grabbing one. There's Hugh. What a shot there. A 1v2. All down to Gridlock, who's getting the plant down. No, hops off at the last second and dodges. Tazzy, definitely what they needed, but the defenders have got her pinged out and squeezed.
And that's going to be the round for Into the Breach, getting us up to 4-3 on the first round of their defensive half.
Not wholly unexpected, right? Expecting to come into the breach, playing as a team a little bit better there and going into their defensive side. This is really all on the Invictum Galea side. They've got to find a way to get some round wins here. So tell me, what are you thinking that the win conditions are for this Galea team? What do they need to do here on their attack to try and put together at least the next three?
Well, something I tend to bring up a lot is something that I stole from someone else, but I really don't remember who said it. I'll be completely honest. But it's Siege is a step-by-step program. It's not something you just kind of go into with a full-on plan in mind and just send it. It's something that you have a plan. It's pretty general and it's pretty basic, but the plan is split into like 5 different pieces, and that each of those pieces is something that has to be thoroughly coordinated between each member of your team, or like whoever's doing what. And you can have 2 different pieces going on at once with 2 different groups of people, but you have to complete all 5 pieces before you can eventually get to the full plan done in action. And when it comes down to the way they're playing right now, I think the side of Invictum just need to slow down and really just start talking it through step by step with their team, organizing these pinches, organizing more coordinated strategies in order to be able to get themselves set up to bait for these kills on the early round, find these opening picks in consistent succession, and then actually be able to get themselves further into the round to, actually find themselves a win here. And this really isn't a good start.
No, it certainly isn't. The jump in, the aggressive play on the attack, they went for the aggressive jump in, but did not have the assets in place, were not ready, and the defense playing there on the head glitch, and then the run out from Warden to finish it. That felt very good from the defense. It looked like they had a plan, right? It looked like Invictum had this idea of how they were going to approach it. They had 3 jumping in, getting ready, but had not cleared out enough of the defender utility, did not have enough intel on where they were playing to stick that execute and turn it into a round win. So now it is getting dire, my friend. Into the Breach is 1 round away from match point, and they've already gone up 2 maps in this grand final. Chalet and Bank already done, so they can win Sky. This thing is over. So Victim Galea, it is time, my friends, time to get together and find your way on attack, take down this ITB. Otherwise, it's going to be over too soon.
Yeah, it definitely is, as we're looking at almost series point, as you said, for Into the Breach, and it's going to be really disheartening to see the side of Invictum go out like this. And obviously, I mean, it is a fight for first place at the end of the day, and one of them's got to come out on top. So Into the Breach going to be really scrambling for that any way they can, and really, you can't blame them.
It's true. Both teams winning some money, though, here. The first and second place teams have a prize pool as part of this Voltage League Grand Final, and it is not a small number. There was over 2,000 euros available as part of this prize pool. It's a huge league, a huge to be a part of. These 2 teams have made it all the way to the top, the pinnacle. Going to see them fight it out here, though, and right now, ITB definitely got themselves in a position to look very good at that number 1 spot. Invictum trying to hold them off. They've done it before. They can do it again today, but are they going to do it on attack on Skyscraper right now?
Oh, the vertical angle almost catches out Keo, as instead he catches out Zodiac, puts a bullet in his forehead as Sick manages to find one more onto Tazzy. Keo finds another on right
there it is.
The kitchen. Skipper finds the return onto James, and now in this 1 versus 4 situation is left Akari, but he gets found through the wall by Sick, and that's going to be the round in favor of Invictum. 5-4
That was
now.
exactly what we wanted to see. That was it. We saw that team come in, play with that level of coordination. They got the plant down, even though they didn't have complete vertical control. They had enough pressure to push the defenders back, get the plant down, and then Ram coming in and putting that vertical pressure to hold it at the end was exactly what they needed. That felt good, my friend, to see them take that one and put a stop to this ITB momentum. Not that we've got any favorites in this fight, but I want to continue to see top-level Siege and a 3-0 in a grand final. It feels like we're not seeing as much as we could, so I really I'm rooting for the underdog here at this point.
I mean, either way, they've definitely put up a good fight so far, and I think if they're able to get it to more than just these 3 maps. It'll be definitely something that is going to be going down in the Voltage League history books. But right now, we're just seeing ITBA go back to their primary site, and that's something that we should really focus on right now, because them going back to their primary site, they were able to win it the first time, but it was close. It was a 2 versus 1 in the end, and they also played it a little differently on the side of Invictum, because they had the Gridlock with the diffuser, and the Gridlock also had smokes. Now the Gridlock's got nades this time, doesn't have the diffuser, and instead the diffuser's on the thermite. So more than likely they're going to be trying to go for this drum side push with some contention on Shrine in order to get the breach open on Mezzanine and get themselves in to get the plant behind the half wall.
I like it. I like it as a change-up, right? Rather than, you know, the quiet deception with the smokes and trying to get the plant down, maybe in a rush scenario, right? Bringing the nades, changing up, that means you are setting yourselves up, trying to clear defensive utility, trying to gain map control as more of a strategy as opposed to, you know, the quiet sneakiness. So I like that change-up. Right now, though,
oh my goodness.
There it is, Sick grabbing 2, but Tazzy coming up the stairs. No way. That huge loss there from the IG team and not catching him on the stairs, but individual effort. Tazzy 10, 5, and 3.
And now Sick left all alone in this 1v3 situation. Definitely possible, but going to be very difficult. Throws some bees over towards the Shrine side door, makes his way over into the corridor. Going to be peeking under these feet holes just to see if he can try and find the man, but the man's behind the couch and he finds the kill for himself. Tazzy secures the round for his team.
That was another quad for him, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Oh, the man is on fire and has absolutely set ITB up. This is it. I can't believe we're already here, but we are at the point where ITB is on match point, map point, series point, grand final point, because they've already won the first 2 maps. ITB Academy takes Skyscraper. That is it, my friend. Invictum, Galea, now is the time to shine. Show us what you're made of here.
Show me what you got. Indeed, as we are going to be going into the potential final round for this matchup, and Invictum really going to have to try and bring something to the table that isn't going to allow that to actually go that direction. But at the moment, we do see a little bit more of a different operator lineup than what they brought before, because beforehand we saw like the Yana, the Thinker, and they did just jump themselves in through that split door, or that split window, sorry. Some people call it armory, I think.
Yep.
I don't know. But either way, we're going to be seeing the Glaz and the Dekebi. So more than likely we're going to be playing those long angles and maybe even having like some sort of geisha presence in order to have those long angles be played all the way through from sort of drum area. But we'll have to wait and see to see what they
I don't know. This feels like a very dangerous lineup here from the Invictum Galea side, right? No hard breach, no can openers. They're gonna and with DMRs that really require long angles to put a lot of pressure on this defense, they're not going to be able to open up any of those. It feels like a bit of a miss, not being able to open up all those sight lines. If they're being forced through doors and windows that are potentially protected by mirrors, covered by the Valk cams, no way to suss out this intel. The only thing they can hope to do is have Dokkaebi grab those cams, but this does not feel like a winning lineup at this point.
Well, definitely something that doesn't feel like winning is losing, and losing your Dokkaebi very early is going to be one of those things that is going to be a bit of a painstake in this matchup. The one is able to find the Capital through the smoke on the side of Into the Breach, and now we're going to be in a position where it's a 2 versus 4 situation. Into the Breach at this advantage, going to be looking for these final 2 players that are just standing around on the outside. Skipper finds one, Akari takes the peek and finds a kill onto Keo, and that's going to be the game, set and match in favor of Into the Breach.
Into the Breach closes it out 7-4 on map 3, and not only closes Skyscraper out, they close out the Voltage League Grand Final, winning 3 maps in a row. They absolutely crushed it here, my friend. To go
Kind of
down
stagnate a
in
little bit.
that
Just
way.
wait
Holy
around, see
cow.
if they can try and bait out one of these opening picks, and indeed they do as they find one onto the Legion.
I'm
attacker
very impressed
on that
by
B-Man
Into the
himself,
Breach.
tries to make his way in through. Especially
That was
with
exactly what they
performance
needed,
throughout
trying to
the
grab a
entire
couple
series
kills
as a
there
whole
as they're
in order to
pushing
be able
in
to,
through that pivotal
you know,
hallway. Now
bring
the attacker is still,
that
Thatcher
team
is right in
into
here, but Azami playing on the
this
house
sort of,
stairs. It takes him down.
I don't even
Sick,
know,
having
like
a
power
holding
position
the downstairs
in
kitchen
the later
barbecue.
end of
They did
every
a great
single
job there.
map.
So,
And
got to see them hold these
there's
more
not really much to
defensively
say
and not.
other than I respect it.
Yeah, for sure. Having them take that down, we had 3 players on Into the Breach in double digits, and the 4th with 9 kills there on the last map. And unfortunately, Mason coming in cold, going 1-10 was definitely not what the Invictum Galea team was needed to try and push that in. So I think that they are still an incredibly strong team. They made it this far, right? They made it to the grand finals. They're a team to be reckoned with for sure. But they just didn't have what it took today to win, and that's one of the big pieces of Siege. You have to win on game day.
Yeah, it's definitely a really unfortunate situation for the side of Invictum, especially considering how formidable they have been in this matchup in the past. So it's one of those that we really expect to see them come back stronger after this loss, because realistically, I feel like there's no point crying over spilt milk. Just take it on the chin. Be sure to go over what went wrong and come back even stronger next time.
Well, clearly Into the Breach making the right call. Big GGs to them to winning this Voltage League Grand Final, and for them to acquire, it seems like, that Wild Multi-Gaming lineup, and adding that to what is already an incredible organization, Into the Breach, showing why they are going to be a major part of the game of Siege going forward, both at the highest levels and in that T1, T2, and now T3 scene as well. Congratulations to them. You guys played a fantastic, a perfect grand finals here, winning that 3-0 in terms of map count. Incredible day, my friend.
Incredible it was, and well, we are going to be just going to a short break while we set up the interview for our wonderful Into the Breach member that you'll get to meet soon enough. And then also, when we come back after the interview, we will be unveiling the winner of the giveaway. See you then.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy. Look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand. You've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel. Only you know that it's real.
The longer they wait, the more it's the Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4, but the defuse has his life. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. The Pharaoh gets killed on. They're going to kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reactions. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
It's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through, and then frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubbly's
He's going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. and now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now is positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about over-swinging. Mistakes made from Anando, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, can't. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well, and it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles, and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place.
Oh, both of them switching everything they can do.
No!
Alfred,
That's what
are you doing?
No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullet. Final looking against the 30 seconds from me. He just waiting to take out the Solas, the head, takes the kill, there's a triple kill for Kevin, but there's 1-1 pounds. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's finds it. The quad kill for Kevin, and with plenty of time remaining, Stephanie's
Yes, you're very quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know
make a
that it's
move, and the
real.
longer they wait, the more you start looking. The Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4, but the defuse has been planted. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. The Pharaoh gets killed on. They're going to kill on Farah. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get killed, but no!
It's the one in Rolo, the pickup does go through, and then frankly planted. All of a sudden it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubblies
Going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now is positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about over-swinging. Mistakes made from Anando, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, can't. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well, and it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles, and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot.
Hello and welcome back. I'm joined by Skipper from Into the Breach, one of the lovely entry fraggers that we saw absolutely dominating that game. How are you feeling?
I think very good. Like we won a good tournament for us, so we have something to play, and it was fun to play against teams like us.
Are you going to be coming back for another Voltage League season?
I hope so. Why not?
And where do you plan on going next, league-wise?
What again? What plans do you have next?
So what sort of plans do you have next as a team?
As a team, we have multi-LCQ in 28 January, I think, yeah. So we are going to play multi-LCQ. And before that, we are going to practice, play streams and...
So what was sort of going through your mind after you won the first map, with how close it was? Were you expecting the second map to go in your favor as well as it did?
I mean, yeah, we played bad in team play on first map because I think we didn't play warm up or something like this before the game. So I think our first map we were playing like for wake up. We played like so much better on next maps. So this.
Do you have anything you want to say to Invictum?
I mean, they played well instead of one guy. It's Nuxus. I think he talked too much in a game while he losing like 0-2 on maps. But yeah, it's fine. Like it was fun to play them.
And what would you like to, would you like to give any shout-outs for your team or yourself?
Yeah, I can say I love my team and thank everyone in chat who support us. I think we will bring more wins
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate the interview. It was a lot of fun watching the game, and it was a lot of fun having. Obviously, I had to jump in on the cast, but it was a lot of fun casting you guys as well. I saw a lot of you just kind of walking in and absolutely dominating teams, and same from the opposite side as well in a few of those rounds. And I think it'll definitely be a lot of fun to see you come back and do it all again.
Yeah. Thank you for tournament. Yeah.
It's all right.
All right.
Hello, Run. How's it going?
Great interview. Great for them to be able to come in and share with how they got to this point, and to see this Into the Breach Academy team go from Wild Multi-Gaming, where coming in second in Vibrant just 2 months ago, to coming in, regrouping, and winning Voltage, I think it really shows the strength of the team. And like you said, going to Malta as that next step, and really looking forward to see what they can do. That's Into the Breach so far has been an org that is getting themselves set up and ready to win here.
Well, yeah, definitely so. I think they're definitely going to be a pretty formidable opponent in there, and I've seen a couple of their games here and there to try and, get my bearings a little bit with a few of the teams that are going to be participating, and I think they're definitely much better than they let themselves on to be in the first map that we watched them play today. And I definitely agree with Skipper in the fact that I think that they definitely have a lot to prove, but it's all there for them, and they've just got to take it. So one thing we do need to quickly cover, though, is there was a giveaway, and well, it's been spoiled for us, but that's because we've got to announce it. And well, the Wheel of Names was spun, and the winner was, in fact, drumroll,
let's hear it.
Run.
You're talking about me. I won the giveaway.
Yeah.
I knew there was a reason. I spent so much time watching the Voltage League, stacking up channel points, because having fun being a part of this league. I'll tell you what, being a part of Voltage League so far has been a really important part of the Siege career. Glad to be a part of it. This is a league that is going places, and has been just the competition, the teams, getting to see teams that are playing, T1, T2, teams outside of the league as well, shows that we're on the upward rise. So getting to be a part of the league here has been great. And having you as a host for this grand final, even though we lost our co-caster halfway through, Mother Nature shut his internet down, but glad that we could keep this thing going to see Into the Breach Academy really clean up. It's been a great day.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I did too. Well, I'm not too sure what we have lined up for you to go to next. I'm just going to quickly contact our production.
I think we're getting ready to raid out to one of the other important Siege streamers here that we've got going on. Continue to support those content creators.
Yeah.
Keep the community vibrant and going. And for sure, continue to join us on the Voltage League, Into the Breach Academy, as the Season 2 champions, winning this grand final best of 5. They only needed 3 to do it, though, my friend.
Indeed they did. GG's well played. And we'll see you next time. See you in Season 3.
Let's go.
Quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy. Look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand. You've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel. Only you know
Make a
that it's
move, and the
real.
longer they wait, the more they start looking in favor of the other team. When Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission. Losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2-4 with the defuse and his weapon. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh gets killed on the Big with the kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaction. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
He does one in Rolo, the pickup does go through, and then frankly planted. All of a sudden it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubbly's
Gonna shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets positioned away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about over-swinging. Mistakes made from Anondo, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, tanked. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down.